Chapter 29-21. Half right, half wrong. After killing the horned beast, Lin Moyu believed that the great Tao would surely bestow a reward, and it would be a selectable one. His choice would naturally be to condense Tao patterns. As for the senior who was now just a heart, Lin Moyu wondered what he would choose. Lin Moyu didn't know if he was already dead or still alive. If he was dead, he might reincarnate. If he was still alive, he might seek resurrection. The heart's tone remained calm.
My choice is simple. I will find a way to resurrect. Although it's difficult, there's still a chance.
Lin Moyu thought.
As expected, this senior isn't dead yet, but it seems resurrection won't be easy for him.
The heart asked.
Your reward should be to condense Tao patterns, right?
Lin Moyu nodded.
Yes, I want to condense Tao patterns.
The heart said.
I don't know how many Tao patterns you've condensed, but it must be quite a few. Using the great Tao's reward to condense Tao patterns is indeed a good method. Tao patterns are the foundation of everything, a principle many Tao sovereigns understand. It's just a pity that not many can perfectly condense Tao patterns, and in the end, they give up.
Lin Moyu was slightly taken aback.
Please explain further.
The heart said.
It's simple. Those genius Tao sovereigns have many Tao patterns, and eventually, the number can reach dozens.
But by then, the speed of condensing Tao patterns will significantly slow down, and condensing one Tao pattern might take thousands of years.
Those proud genius Tao sovereigns, seeing others surpass them in realm, would they be willing? So,
before he could finish, the heavenly Tao reward suddenly descended. The heart had sealed the horned beast for countless years and received a substantial reward. The heart emitted a bright light from the great Tao reward, and then an absolutely powerful force burst from it. Lin Moyu was pushed back by this force, retreating tens of thousands of meters. Then he saw a shocking scene. Outside the heart, a huge body appeared. It was a whale, an enormous whale. This was the heart's former body, manifested by the great Tao reward. What shocked Lin Moyu wasn't its size, but the fact that he had seen it before. During the Boundary Sea Order, he had seen this whale exactly the same. However, the whale he saw back then seemed even larger than the one before him now. Lin Moyu roughly understood what the king of the Boundary Sea was trying to do. Since the Boundary Sea Order, the king of the Boundary Sea had been plotting to resurrect this whale. As Lin Moyu pondered, his great Tao reward also descended. Lin Moyu wasted no time and immediately began condensing Tao patterns. With the help of the great Tao reward, the 26th Tao pattern quickly began to take shape. 6 great Taos manifested, pouring the vast power of the great Tao into Lin Moyu's soul like a waterfall. Countless insights exploded in his soul for Lin Moyu to absorb and digest. Lin Moyu exerted all his strength to absorb these insights and transform them into his own power. In just 10 minutes, the 26th Tao pattern was fully formed. Immediately, the outline of the 27th Tao pattern appeared. Lin Moyu continued to madly absorb the great Tao insights, digesting them and condensing Tao patterns. This cultivation speed was far faster than condensing Tao patterns on his own. 10 minutes compared to hundreds of years was incomparable. The speed of condensing Tao patterns was related to comprehension, the number of great Taos, the number of Tao patterns, and the strength of one's fortune. Lin Moyu began to understand that those genius Tao sovereigns of ancient times might have added 7 or 8 Tao patterns at each realm. By the time they reached the 7th realm of Tao sovereign, the number of Tao patterns would have increased to dozens. At that time, the speed of condensation would have significantly slowed, and seeing others surpassing them in realm, many Tao sovereigns would be unable to accept it, so they would abandon condensing enough Tao patterns to advance in realm. Perhaps in their eyes, a few thousand Tao patterns were enough. But such a choice wasn't necessarily correct. The heart's earlier words were incomplete, and he could ask again later. 15 minutes later, the 28th Tao pattern was successfully condensed. Lin Moyu found that the speed of condensing Tao patterns was slower than expected. He couldn't condense one every few minutes as before. But now, he couldn't worry about anything else, only focus on condensing Tao patterns and trying to condense as many as possible. 20 minutes later, The 29th Tao pattern took shape. With the help of the Great Tao Reward, the 30th and 31st Tao patterns also took shape. Lin Moyu entered the Tao Sovereign First Realm with 6 Great Taos and 18 Tao patterns. To enter the Tao Sovereign Second Realm perfectly, he needed to condense 18 more Tao patterns, totaling 36. If Lin Moyu had to do it himself, it would take 1 or 2,000 years to succeed. This time, with the help of the Great Tao Reward, Lin Moyu condensed the 35th Tao pattern in just a few hours. As the Great Tao Reward faded, the 36th Tao pattern was more than halfway condensed. Without the Great Tao Reward, Lin Moyu would only need 100 years to successfully condense this Tao pattern. The Great Tao Reward saved him at least 2,000 years. Lin Moyu couldn't help but smile, knowing he had chosen the right path. If he didn't want to take the slow route, he had to use the Great Tao Reward. He would seek out extraterrestrial gods to obtain Great Tao rewards and use them for cultivation. Other Tao sovereigns couldn't handle extraterrestrial gods or even approach them, but he could. The Calamity Scepter could help him kill one extraterrestrial god after another. As the Great Tao reward faded, Lin Moyu slowly opened his eyes. The heart still floated before him.
You're awake. It seems your Tao pattern condensation went smoothly.
Lin Moyu said.
The Great Tao reward is amazing. It saved me a lot of time.
The heart chuckled.
Indeed, it's amazing. I also have a chance to resurrect, thanks to you. Let's go, we should leave. We can talk as we go.
The heart flew into the sky, entering the thick fog. The dense fog covering the sky was instantly absorbed by the heart like a vortex. The world became clear, and Lin Moyu saw the vast, flat, and cracked mountain range, stretching for millions of miles like a continent. The heart flew towards the way they came, continuing. Those genius Tao sovereigns couldn't stand being surpassed, so they gave up their own Tao and entered the Great Tao realm imperfectly. They thought they would have endless time to condense Tao patterns and make up for their shortcomings in the Great Tao realm. This idea was half right and half wrong. Although it's true that in the Great Tao realm you can go back and condense Tao patterns, those Tao patterns are different from those in the Tao sovereign realm.
The imperfection of the foundation cannot be remedied unless there's some heaven-defying opportunity.
Lin Moyu understood the heart's words, telling him not to rush and to ensure a solid foundation for his future path. Lin Moyu respectfully bowed to the heart.
Thank you for your guidance, Senior. I will proceed step by step.
2922 Chapter 2922. You don't seem very happy. During his conversation with the heart, Lin Moyu learned some hidden secrets. As he suspected, the heart's true form was a whale, known as the Great Tao Whale. It had once reached the Great Tao realm, and not just any ordinary Great Tao realm, but had advanced quite far within it. Later, it encountered an extraterrestrial god, a very powerful one with a mount that was equally fierce. In a great battle, the Great Tao Whale killed the extraterrestrial god but was severely injured. Ultimately, it ended up in a stalemate with the extraterrestrial god's mount. Its body shattered, and one of its dragon bones transformed into this special space. The mountains and land Lin Moyu saw were all formed from the dragon bone. The heart was protected by the dragon clan and sank into the earth. It wasn't truly dead, but its soul was injured, relying on its heart to survive in this special space. Because the extraterrestrial god's mount hadn't been eliminated, the battle wasn't over. The Great Tao doesn't allow retreat, so it had no choice. It knew that its soul residing in the heart wasn't a long-term solution and that it would eventually die. Fortunately, it killed the extraterrestrial god and received a reward. That reward left a possibility for resurrection. This time, it received another reward, increasing the likelihood of resurrection.
Perhaps many years from now, I can truly be resurrected. Lin Xiaoyu, it's thanks to you that I have the chance to be resurrected. I'll remember this kindness.
The Great Tao Whale didn't make any promises, but Lin Moyu knew that its words might carry more weight than a promise. Kindness can be light or heavy, but judging by its demeanor, this kindness wasn't light. This journey, though dangerous, ended well. Not only did Lin Moyu receive the Great Tao reward, but he could also expect benefits from the King of the Boundary Sea. Lin Moyu already knew what he wanted. After crossing millions of miles, they finally returned to the exit. Two vortices spun in the air, one clockwise and one counterclockwise in opposite directions. One was the entrance, the other the exit. The two vortices intersected at a point, creating a strong tearing force. If one couldn't withstand the tearing force, they couldn't enter or exit and would die midway. Most people sent by the King of the Boundary Sea died halfway, with only a few managing to enter. Now the ground was littered with corpses. The great Tao whale sighed.
I originally left these two vortices as a lifeline for myself, but instead they caused their deaths.
The land was formed from the great Tao whale's dragon bone, so it knew this well. As a member of the sea tribe, it felt heartache for the fallen Tao sovereigns but was helpless. To seal the horned beast, it couldn't move an inch and didn't know how many years had passed. Lin Moyu said,
Everything has two sides. You were ultimately saved, so their deaths weren't meaningless.
The great Tao whale sighed again, filled with reluctance.
I will take them back and give them a proper burial.
As it spoke, the ground shook, the mountains contracted, the cracks disappeared, and Lin Moyu saw a giant bone reforming. This bone coiled like a dragon on the ground, the dragon bone of the great Tao whale. The great Tao whale said,
This time, with the great Tao reward, I will restore the dragon bone. Once it's restored, I will have the possibility of resurrection.
Lin Moyu said,
I once saw your body in a space, probably created by the King of the Boundary Sea.
The great Tao whale chuckled.
That little black is quite thoughtful.
It called him Little Black, indicating a good relationship with the King of the Boundary Sea. As the dragon bone continued to contract, the ground shook incessantly, needing more time. Lin Moyu asked,
Before I came in, the King of the Boundary Sea mentioned a problem at the bottom of the Boundary Sea. Do you know what it is?
The great Tao whale said,
What else could it be? Those guys want to break the seal. If you have a chance, you might find something you need at the bottom.
Lin Moyu's eyes lit up. Something he needed?
Are you saying they are extraterrestrial?
The great Tao whale nodded.
You're not wrong, but with your current strength, it's not suitable. You need to be stronger.
Lin Moyu nodded, indicating he understood. With his current strength, encountering an extraterrestrial god or an unrestricted divine pet would be too much to handle. If he were to go, it would be after reaching the seventh realm of Tao Sovereign. Lin Moyu learned about the situation at the bottom of the Boundary Sea from the great Tao whale. Coupled with his own knowledge, he made various speculations. He suspected that the 9 continents of old had become the current 4 continents. Where did the 5 continents go? A possibility emerged in his mind. Could the 5 continents have sunk during the Great War? Sinking to the bottom of the Boundary Sea, bringing the battlefield there as well. At the same time, a powerful force sealed the bottom of the Boundary Sea. There are extraterrestrial gods and divine pets at the bottom, trying to break the seal and rise. But the King of the Boundary Sea guards there, preventing them from coming up. As the dragon bone's contraction neared its end, Lin Moyu saw the surrounding space collapsing. The great Tao whale seemed to guess some of Lin Moyu's thoughts.
If you ever go there, be very careful. For beings of the origin continent, it's a forbidden zone.
Lin Moyu nodded.
Thank you for the warning, Senior. I understand.
The dragon bone fully contracted, stretching tens of thousands of meters, like a giant dragon twisting in space. Next, the dragon bone flew into the heart, which seemed to have a vast space to accommodate the enormous dragon bone. Once united with the dragon bone, the heart's beating became more vigorous. A light flew from the heart, enveloping Lin Moyu, and entered the vortex. Unlike when he came, Lin Moyu didn't spin out, nor was he subjected to tearing forces. Under the great Tao whale's control, he enjoyed a high-class treatment. The departure was smooth, and in the blink of an eye, he passed through the vortex and returned. When his vision cleared, Lin Moyu had re-entered the Boundary Sea. Immense pressure came from all directions, but for Lin Moyu, the Boundary Sea's pressure was nothing. Marshal Zhang was still there, his huge eyes staring unblinkingly at him. To be precise, They weren't staring at him, but at the heart beside him.
You succeeded.
Marshal Zhang's voice was full of disbelief. Not only his voice but also his eyes showed disbelief. Before Lin Moyu could speak, the great Tao whale's voice suddenly sounded.
You don't seem very happy.
As it spoke, the heart thumped, and a terrifying pressure swept through, instantly overturning the depths of the Boundary Sea. With each heartbeat, the great Tao whale took form, its terrifying power forcing Marshal Zhang to retreat uncontrollably. Lin Moyu then realized that this was the great Tao realm. The great Tao whale, who had been speaking politely with him, was actually a terrifying great Tao realm powerhouse, far beyond what Marshal Zhang could compare to. Boom! Suddenly, a thunderclap exploded in the depths of the Boundary Sea. 2923 2923. Chapter 2923. What's this about requests? Don't be so formal. The thunderclap startled everyone awake. Lin Moyu felt the terrifying power of the great Tao within the thunder.
This isn't ordinary thunder.
With the thunderclap, the great Tao whale immediately retracted all its power and murmured,
There are so many restrictions. I understand. I won't stay long. I'll return soon.
Then he said to Lin Moyu,
Existences of the great Tao realm cannot linger in the origin continent.
Although it was a simple explanation, it already showed that his attitude towards Lin Moyu was completely different from others. Besides the kindness Lin Moyu had shown him, he already regarded Lin Moyu as one of his own. In his eyes, Lin Moyu would eventually become a great Tao realm powerhouse, and not just any ordinary great Tao realm powerhouse. As for someone like Marshal Zhang, although his realm was high now, he wasn't really taken seriously. Marshal Zhang finally woke up with the thunderclap and swam back to the great Tao whale, speaking respectfully,
Greetings, Whale Elder. Congratulations on your return.
The great Tao whale nodded.
Where's little Blackie?
Marshal Zhang replied.
The great king.
Before he could finish, the great Tao whale interrupted.
Little Blackie is here.
Lin Moyu also sensed a powerful aura approaching rapidly. Then he saw a black whale swimming quickly from the depths of the sea. The black whale looked quite similar to the great Tao whale, but not as large, only about 2,000 meters long. Lin Moyu knew this was the king of the Boundary Sea, also known as Little Blackie by the great Tao whale. It was Lin Moyu's first time seeing the king of the Boundary Sea, and from him Lin Moyu sensed the aura of the great Tao realm. Not a Tao sovereign, but a true great Tao realm. As the king of the Boundary Sea swam, it was as if a great Tao swam with him. He seemed to merge with the great Tao, embodying it. Lin Moyu found it strange why the king of the Boundary Sea, also a great Tao realm, could stay in the origin continent while the great Tao whale could not. It was very strange. The king of the Boundary Sea rushed over at the fastest speed, almost colliding with the great Tao whale before stopping abruptly, then exclaimed excitedly,
Whale Elder, you're still alive.
The great Tao whale's voice was low.
What, did you want me dead?
It seemed that the great Tao whale wasn't too polite to anyone other than Lin Moyu, always maintaining the dignity of a great Tao realm powerhouse. The king of the Boundary Sea immediately shouted,
Of course not. Whale Elder's survival makes little Blackie happier than anyone.
His voice was extremely excited. If he were human, he might have cried. The great Tao whale said,
All right, you're how old now? Still like a child. I heard you prepared a body for me? Bring it out.
Without saying a word, the king of the Boundary Sea brought out a giant whale's body. The whale's body was quite large, even larger than the great Tao whale. The body emitted a similar aura to the great Tao realm, but Lin Moyu felt it wasn't quite the same.
Is this it?
The great Tao whale sounded slightly disdainful. The king of the Boundary Sea said,
Your flesh and blood scattered in the Boundary Sea, and it took countless years to find even a part of it.
The great Tao whale's tone softened.
You've done well. I appreciate your effort.
The king of the Boundary Sea, like a praised child, became excited again, showing none of his usual demeanor. Even as the noble king of the Boundary Sea, ruling the vast Boundary Sea, He still acted like a child in front of a true elder. Lin Moyu could clearly see that the relationship between the great Tao whale and the king of the Boundary Sea was not simple. The great Tao whale's heart thumped. Then it merged its manifested body with the body prepared by the king of the Boundary Sea. In an instant, the great Tao whale's body rapidly shrank, expelling countless impurities. Moments later, the great Tao whale's body was less than 100 meters long. Though smaller, its aura was stronger than before. All useless impurities had been refined and expelled, leaving only the essence. The great Tao whale said,
"I'll be going back soon. How's your task going?"
The king of the Boundary Sea replied,
"It's more than halfway done, probably another 10,000 years or so."
The great Tao whale nodded.
10,000 years isn't long. By then, I should be mostly recovered. I'll wait for you in the Great Tao.
The king of the Boundary Sea immediately said,
"When I return, I'll come to hear Whale Elder's teachings again."
The great Tao whale suddenly looked at Lin Moyu.
"Little friend, when you enter the Great Tao realm, I will personally welcome you."
Lin Moyu clasped his fists.
"Safe travels, Elder."
The great Tao whale said softly,
"Before I leave, I'll take another look at the sea floor and give you a hand."
Joy filled the king of the Boundary Sea's eyes.
"Thank you, Whale Elder."
The great Tao whale snorted lightly and rushed towards the depths of the Boundary Sea. It was only then that Lin Moyu noticed the king of the Boundary Sea had wounds on him. The king of the Boundary Sea was injured, likely by the extraterrestrial gods at the bottom of the Boundary Sea. No wonder Whale Elder said he'd help before leaving. He probably intended to suppress the extraterrestrial gods there. Whale Elder couldn't stay long in the origin continent, and if he acted, he would have to return quickly. He intended to seize the last opportunity to act and resolve some issues. Moments later, the Boundary Sea shook violently, followed by thunderclaps in the sky. Terrifying great Tao power descended from the sky, reaching the bottom of the Boundary Sea. Lin Moyu felt as if he were being suppressed by invisible giant hands, unable to move. This was the power of the great Tao, forceful and mighty. After several minutes, the great Tao power finally receded. The king of the Boundary Sea exhaled deeply, releasing countless bubbles from his back.
Whale Elder has returned.
Lin Moyu took out a pearl.
This records everything that happened in the space.
The king of the Boundary Sea took the pearl but didn't immediately check it. Instead, he said,
"Thank you, Lin Xiaoyu, for saving Whale Elder. If you have any requests, just ask. As long as I have it, there's no need to be shy."
Whale Elder was so polite to Lin Moyu, so the king of the Boundary Sea followed suit, treating Lin Moyu with great courtesy. He knew very well that as long as Lin Moyu didn't fall, he would inevitably become a great Tao realm powerhouse, existing on the same level as himself. Moreover, Lin Moyu might even surpass him, reaching higher levels. Lin Moyu already knew what he wanted.
"I have a few requests, and I hope you can agree."
The king of the Boundary Sea said generously,
"What's this about requests? Don't be so formal, just say it."
Lin Moyu said,
"First, I want world-class origin crystals and world gems."
The king of the Boundary Sea knew about Lin Moyu's situation and knew he had a Boundary Sea world and wanted to raise it to the 9th level. He tossed out a box.
"I've prepared it for you long ago."
Lin Moyu put the box away without checking it, trusting that the king of the Boundary Sea wouldn't be stingy.
"My second request is, can you take me to see the bottom of the Boundary Sea?"
Hearing this request, the king of the Boundary Sea seemed hesitant. Lin Moyu continued,
"Whale Elder said that in the future, I could visit the bottom of the Boundary Sea. Now I just want to take a look and prepare."
Hearing Lin Moyu's words, the king of the Boundary Sea finally agreed.
"All right, I'll take you to see it."
2924 2924 Chapter 2924 The former Boundary Sea really had no bottom. It's estimated that no one in the entire origin continent would dare to imagine sitting on the head of the king of the Boundary Sea one day. The king of the Boundary Sea is one of the top existences in this world. Who would dare sit on his head? Lin Moyu claimed he dared, and he was doing it right now. Not only was he sitting, but he was also invited by the king of the Boundary Sea to do so. The king of the Boundary Sea said that the bottom of the Boundary Sea was unsafe, and only by sitting on him could Lin Moyu be fully protected. Promises made to Lin Moyu had to be kept. The king of the Boundary Sea claimed he was a man of his word. One man and one whale flew towards the deepest part of the Boundary Sea. As they went deeper, the king of the Boundary Sea emitted a glow that enveloped Lin Moyu. After reaching 1.5 million meters, there were few creatures in the sea. Those that appeared were at least Tao Sovereign 7th Realm or higher. Even at the Tao Sovereign 7th Realm, they hadn't developed intelligence, indicating how difficult it was for the Sea Tribe to develop intelligence. Even spirit beasts with strong bloodlines would have developed intelligence by the Tao Sovereign 5th Realm. The king of the Boundary Sea said,
"Isn't it strange why it's so difficult for our Sea Tribe to develop intelligence?"
Lin Moyu nodded.
"It is indeed strange."
The king of the Boundary Sea said,
"It's not strange at all because our Sea Tribe is cursed."
Lin Moyu was slightly shocked.
"A curse from the extraterrestrial gods?"
The king of the Boundary Sea said,
"That's right, so it's very difficult for our Sea Tribe to develop intelligence. Fortunately, there are many of us, so despite the difficulty, many have still developed intelligence."
Lin Moyu asked,
"So you remain in the origin continent not only to guard the sea bottom but also to break the curse?"
The king of the Boundary Sea snorted.
"Breaking the curse isn't easy, but one must try. Back then, many were cursed, including the origin continent. As for guarding the bottom of the Boundary Sea, it's indeed a task. Without it, I wouldn't be able to come down. Don't ask too much. You should understand the rules."
Lin Moyu smiled, understanding the rules. If your strength isn't sufficient, you don't need to know too much. When they reached 1.8 million meters deep, the pressure was enough to crush Lin Moyu into pieces. The sea creatures that could move here were all Tao Sovereign 8th Realm and above. Even Tao Sovereign 7th Realm couldn't survive here. But this was still not the deepest part of the Boundary Sea. The king of the Boundary Sea spoke again.
"The former Boundary Sea was very deep, tens of millions of meters deep. Until that Great War, the Boundary Sea was reduced to only 2 million meters, but its power hasn't changed. 2 million meters of power is equivalent to the former tens of millions of meters."
Lin Moyu blurted out,
"Doesn't that mean the range of the Boundary Sea has shrunk?"
The depth shrinking meant the range had shrunk, but the power remained the same, meaning the deep sea water had been pushed up. The king of the Boundary Sea shook his head.
"It's not that simple. You don't understand."
Lin Moyu felt a bit frustrated. The king of the Boundary Sea always spoke in half-truths, which was really annoying. But Lin Moyu didn't bother to ask, knowing he wouldn't get an answer. Finally, they reached the 2 million meter area, which was what the king of the Boundary Sea referred to as the bottom of the Boundary Sea. Perhaps the former Boundary Sea was indeed bottomless, but now it had a bottom. Lin Moyu saw a network of plant-like structures resembling dark blue seaweed, interwoven into an endless net. But these plants were stronger than dark blue seaweed, emitting an aura as high as Tao Sovereign 9th Realm. Lin Moyu asked,
"Is this dark blue seaweed?"
The king of the Boundary Sea sighed.
"Its true name should be Great Tao Blue."
Lin Moyu felt puzzled. Why sigh over this? Was there something wrong with the Great Tao Blue? Then Lin Moyu realized something was off. Could the Great Tao Blue be a plant growing in the Great Tao itself? If it grows in the Great Tao, why is it here now? The king of the Boundary Sea explained.
"This is a type of grass that grows in the Great Tao. It has great use, but now it's also cursed. Now, it can only serve as a secondary seal here."
Lin Moyu asked,
"If the bottom of the Boundary Sea holds extraterrestrial gods, wouldn't even these Great Tao Blue grasses be unable to stop them?"
The king of the Boundary Sea said.
"You'll see soon enough."
He emitted a strange sound, forming a Tao pattern, which then exploded. The Great Tao Blue grass automatically parted, creating an opening for the king of the Boundary Sea to pass through. Although the method was different, the process was similar to when General Flying Arrow took him through the blue seaweed. Lin Moyu asked.
What's the relationship between blue seaweed and Great Tao Blue?
The king of the Boundary Sea said.
It's the relationship between the juvenile and mature stages. Blue seaweed is the newly born Great Tao Blue. It grows slowly, taking over 10,000 years to mature. So that's it.
Lin Moyu realized, understanding more about the sea tribe's mysteries. This world is full of wonders, with many unknowns, which is fascinating.
Conceal your aura. We're almost there.
The king of the Boundary Sea suddenly lowered his voice. Lin Moyu nodded and immediately concealed his aura. Soon, he saw a glass-like light screen filled with runes and Tao patterns.
This is a Tao array. No, it's not just a Tao array. It's a group of Tao arrays. If I'm not mistaken, this should be the seal.
Lin Moyu looked at the seal, secretly admiring it. A Tao array is an array integrated with Tao patterns. Integrating Tao patterns greatly enhances the array's power. But this method is extravagant, consuming at least one Tao pattern, often more. Generally, only top-tier 9th-level arrays use this method. In this seal, Lin Moyu saw 6 different Tao patterns, instinctively exclaiming,
It actually integrates 6 Tao patterns.
Integrating Tao patterns into an array has many benefits, such as increased power and forming arrays at will. If only one Tao pattern is integrated, the array will only show one type of Tao pattern. The number of Tao patterns might be many, scattered throughout the array, but only one type of pattern appears. But in this array, Lin Moyu saw 6 distinct Tao patterns, indicating that the array integrated 6 Tao patterns. Moreover, this is a top-tier array fused with talismans, supported by 6 Tao patterns and countless other arrays, forming an array group. The power of this array is unimaginable. Its level can't be described as 9th level. Lin Moyu doesn't know if it's a 10th level or 11th level array, or perhaps it's reached another level with a different name. In Lin Moyu's eyes, this array is perfect, without any flaws. If the array had an array spirit, it would be even more perfect. Even without one, it's still perfect. The array's light flowed, obscuring the view of the other side. At this moment, the king of the Boundary Sea handed Lin Moyu a shell.
Place it on your forehead, and you'll see the other side of the seal, but be careful not to stare. Their senses are keen.
Lin Moyu nodded, placing the shell on his forehead. A peculiar power flowed from the shell into his eyes, revealing the other side of the seal. 2925 2925 Chapter 2925 The Curse of the Mighty, the Fruit of Resurrection. On the other side of the seal, just as Lin Moyu thought, there was no seawater. It was a land with mountains, forests, grasslands, and lakes. It looked very similar to the 4 continents of the origin continent. The appearance of land beneath the sea confirmed Lin Moyu's suspicions once more. Of the 9 continents from the past, 5 did not completely collapse but sank into the Boundary Sea for some reason, becoming the bottom of the Boundary Sea. Their sinking turned the once bottomless Boundary Sea into a world with a bottom. A supreme being placed a seal, firmly sealing these 5 sunken lands at the bottom of the Boundary Sea. The reason for doing this, needless to say, was to prevent something from coming out. Suddenly, a strong sense of aversion rose from the depths of Lin Moyu's soul, and he saw a divine pet. It looked like a fox with 3 tails, wandering among the mountains and forests. The speed wasn't fast, so he could see it clearly. Lin Moyu remembered the king of the Boundary Sea's words and didn't linger his attention on it, instead scanning back and forth to see its full appearance. Lin Moyu felt that the divine pet's gaze was somewhat strange. In his previous encounters with divine pets, their gazes were always sharp. However, this divine pet's gaze was somewhat dull. The king of the Boundary Sea led Lin Moyu along the seal, flying over mountains and lands. Lin Moyu saw more divine pets, each with unique appearances, some resembling certain animals, while others were entirely different. He even saw a peculiar creature with a fish body and 16 tentacles. Some divine pets had no eyes, but those with eyes shared a common characteristic. Their gazes were dull. They moved slowly and aimlessly, Their facial features, height, and body shapes were all the same, as if they were carved from the same mold. The only difference was their wings, which varied in size, number, and appearance. Perhaps for extraterrestrial gods, wings were their symbol of identity, unlike humans. After some observation, Lin Moyu roughly categorized them. The more powerful the extraterrestrial god, the more wings they had, and the larger the wings. The weakest had only one wing, not a pair, just one. Those with one wing were the lowest among extraterrestrial gods. Next were those with a pair of wings, which came in two types, feathered and non-feathered. Extraterrestrial gods with a feathered pair of wings were noticeably stronger. Then there were those with two pairs of wings, which always had feathers. Lin Moyu categorized extraterrestrial gods into 4 levels in his mind. Whether there were more powerful ones with 3 pairs of wings, Lin Moyu didn't know, as he hadn't seen any yet. These extraterrestrial gods shared a common trait with the divine pets. Their gazes were dull. They wandered aimlessly, like puppets that had lost the ability to think, unaware of what to do or where to go.
Are they sealed?
Lin Moyu wondered to himself. He strictly followed the King of the Boundary Sea's instructions, not focusing on them for long and making no sound, nor did he communicate with the King of the Boundary Sea. The King of the Boundary Sea silently led him past the seal, gradually ascending and leaving the seal's range. Only after leaving the Great Tao Blue Grass did the King of the Boundary Sea speak again.
What do you think?
Lin Moyu spoke frankly.
These extraterrestrial gods and divine pets are quite strange.
The King of the Boundary Sea said.
Of course they're strange. A powerful being once cursed these creatures at the cost of their life, working with another powerful being to seal them.
Curses aren't exclusive to extraterrestrial gods. The powerful beings of the Origin continent have them too, and there's even a great Tao called the Cursed Tao. So these extraterrestrial gods were cursed, making their appearance unsurprising. A curse cast at the cost of a powerful being's life must be incredibly strong. The King of the Boundary Sea continued.
Most of the time, these creatures do nothing, just wander aimlessly, but sometimes they go berserk. They'll try to break the seal, and that's when I have to go suppress them.
Lin Moyu asked.
How strong are they? I feel these extraterrestrial gods aren't very powerful.
The extraterrestrial gods Lin Moyu encountered, whether the unconscious one or the horned beast he just killed, had heavenly Tao-level power. Even that divine pet was beyond the reach of a Tao sovereign Ninth Realm Star Lord. The King of the Boundary Sea said,
Under the curse, their power is suppressed, generally at the Tao sovereign Ninth Realm level. However, there are exceptions that might reach the quasi-great Tao realm.
Lin Moyu murmured.
No wonder Whale Elder wanted me to reach at least Tao sovereign 7th realm before coming here.
Lin Moyu believed that by reaching Tao sovereign 7th realm, he might have the power of a Tao sovereign 9th realm, ensuring safety when he came down. The King of the Boundary Sea said,
If you have the ability in the future, killing all those sealed creatures would be a good thing. Not only would you gain a massive great Tao reward, but the powerful being who cursed them at the cost of their life could also be resurrected.
Lin Moyu was taken aback.
What do you mean?
The King of the Boundary Sea explained.
A great Tao realm expert who practiced the causality great Tao planted a fruit for that powerful being. If all the extraterrestrial gods in the seal are killed, that powerful being can be resurrected. But it's very difficult. No one has ever done it over the years. You'll understand the specific reasons later. Now, do you have any other requests?
Lin Moyu asked curiously.
Can I make requests?
The King of the Boundary Sea chuckled.
You saved Whale Elder, which is a big favor. Fulfilling a few requests for you is nothing.
Lin Moyu said.
Then could you lend Marshal Zhang to me? I want to use the pressure of the deep Boundary Sea to train my body, and I'll need Marshal Zhang to protect me. No problem.
The King of the Boundary Sea agreed without hesitation. For him, it was a simple matter, as he held absolute authority in the Boundary Sea, the supreme ruler in the eyes of sea creatures. The King of the Boundary Sea sent Lin Moyu back to Marshal Zhang's area and instructed Marshal Zhang to protect Lin Moyu. Marshal Zhang had no objections. Whatever the king of the Boundary Sea ordered, it would comply. Lin Moyu saluted Marshal Zhang.
Thank you for your trouble, Marshal Zhang.
Marshal Zhang waved its 8 giant tentacles.
Rest assured and train. I won't let anyone disturb you.
2926, 2926. Chapter 2926. Don't know where the problem is. In the depths of the Boundary Sea, at a depth of 1.3 million meters, Lin Moyu voluntarily retracted his undying golden body, relying solely on his own blood and energy to withstand the continuous pressure coming from all directions. In this ongoing struggle, his body endured tens of thousands of hammerings every second. The continuous roaring of his blood and energy expelled small amounts of impurities from his body, making it increasingly pure and strong. A strong body also means that the great Tao of strength becomes more prominent. Cultivating the great Tao of strength requires no tricks or shortcuts. The body is the foundation of the great Tao of strength. While the realm can have some influence, it is far less important than the body. Besides, there is also the soul, which can be seen as the wall of the great Tao of strength. The true power of the great Tao of strength lies in its ability to merge the strength of the body, realm, and soul in the simplest way, ultimately achieving the power to break all laws. Marshal Zhang floated about a kilometer above Lin Moyu, his 8 giant tentacles forming a massive area with a diameter of 10,000 meters centered on Lin Moyu. In this area, no other beings were allowed to cross the line. With Marshal Zhang's power, he had absolute authority in this sea region, and no one dared to defy him. There were many beings at the Tao sovereign realm here, and without Marshal Zhang's protection, it would be difficult for Lin Moyu, an outsider, to train here peacefully. Even if the Undead Legion could protect him, it would only be to a certain extent. Going deeper would be impossible. Therefore, having Marshal Zhang as his protector was a once-and-for-all solution. If it weren't for this opportunity, it would be impossible for Marshal Zhang to act as his protector, and Lin Moyu felt he didn't have that kind of influence. The strength of his body was gradually increasing with improvements in defense and power. The sound of his blood and energy roared louder, like a cacophony of drums in the depths of the Boundary Sea. Previously, in the secret Thunder Treasury, Lin Moyu had endured continuous lightning strikes, raising his body's realm to the Tao Sovereign Second Realm. At that time, his body became immune to lightning, unable to improve further. Now, his body's realm was being hammered and squeezed by the powerful forces in the Boundary Sea, starting to improve again. His body's strength grew stronger, advancing towards the Tao Sovereign Third Realm. Marshal Zhang could sense the changes in Lin Moyu's body and said in a low voice,
There are very few people on the origin continent who still cultivate their bodies.
Lin Moyu replied,
Yes, everyone is pursuing the enhancement of their realm, and the body, which is troublesome and doesn't help with the realm, is naturally abandoned.
Marshal Zhang said,
The body is the vessel for everything. The stronger the body, the more solid the vessel, so the body is very important.
Lin Moyu laughed.
Many people understand this principle, but unfortunately, the body is hard to cultivate.
Indeed, cultivating the body is difficult. Lin Moyu seemed to stand still, motionless, as his body gradually improved. In reality, it wasn't that simple. Lin Moyu not only used his blood and energy to resist the pressure from the Boundary Sea, but the power of life also operated crazily, pushed to the extreme. In the continuous hammering, in the confrontation between blood energy and the power of the Boundary Sea, the body would constantly be injured. Lin Moyu continuously used the power of life to heal himself, achieving a perfect balance between the speed of body damage and recovery. Thus, the body grew stronger through continuous injury and recovery. If it were someone else, unable to heal their body's injuries immediately, their body would collapse quickly, and they wouldn't achieve Lin Moyu's training effect. Using pills wouldn't work either. Different levels of the body require different levels of pills, and controlling the recovery speed of the pills is crucial. Too fast won't work, too slow won't work either. Most importantly, pills contain toxins and can't be used long-term. Therefore, very few people on the origin continent are suitable for body cultivation, and over time, no one specifically cultivates the body. Everyone pursues higher realms and stronger great Taos. Boom! With a loud noise, Lin Moyu's blood and energy surged, stirring the boundary sea. His body finally reached the Tao Sovereign Third Realm. Although his realm was still at the Tao Sovereign First Realm, his body alone was enough to contend head-on with a Tao Sovereign Third Realm practitioner, even without using any spells. After reaching the Tao Sovereign Third Realm, Lin Moyu immediately felt that the pressure in the boundary sea had lessened significantly, and the effect had diminished. Without hesitation, he moved deeper, where the pressure was greater. Marshal Zhang followed, continuing to protect Lin Moyu. Delving another 200,000 meters deeper, reaching 1.5 million meters, the pressure increased significantly, once again challenging Lin Moyu. The marketplace had been bustling recently, with many Tao Sovereign Sixth Realm experts from the Lu family returning to the city. Some of them weren't in the East Continent before, but they all received orders from the three ancestors to return immediately. 160 Tao Sovereign Sixth Realm members of the Lu family entered the city and were gathered for a special examination. The three ancestors provided no explanation, and in the eyes of the Lu family, the three ancestors were supreme. They didn't need to ask questions, only to execute orders. The examination was conducted by Lu Lian and Xiahou Yuan, using various methods, numerous formations, and treasures, examining meticulously. But no matter how they checked, they found no results. 160 Tao Sovereign Sixth Realm members, none of whom had broken through to the Tao Sovereign Seventh Realm over the years, was very unusual. In the space of the three ancestors, Xiahou Yuan and Lu Lian were present. Xiahou Yuan said,
Indeed, we found no issues. Although they haven't advanced to the Tao Sovereign Seventh Realm, their aura is stable, and there are no signs of soul injury.
The three ancestors nodded.
What about you, Xiao Lian?
Lu Lian said,
I haven't found any issues either, but I'm sure there's something wrong with them.
The three ancestors asked.
How do you determine that?
Lu Lian pointed, displaying a projection where 260 Tao Sovereigns appeared. Underneath each Tao Sovereign, a number continuously changed. Each Tao Sovereign's number was different, with no repetitions. Lu Lian said,
Although they are all Tao Sovereign Sixth Realm, their combat power differs. Within the same realm, combat power can vary more than tenfold. But now, their combat power has become consistent.
As Lu Lian spoke, the numbers under each Tao Sovereign in the projection began to converge, eventually becoming identical. Without exception, these numbers were lower than before. In other words, these Tao Sovereign Sixth Realm experts hadn't improved their combat power over the years. Instead, they had weakened. Moreover, everyone's combat power was identical, with no differences. That's why Lu Lian was 100% sure that something was wrong with these 160 Tao Sovereigns. The three ancestors trusted Lu Lian's judgment, murmuring,
The key is, we don't know where the problem is, and that's the most troublesome part.
2927 Chapter 29-27 Try to Crush Me to Death. Lin Moyu stayed in the depths of the boundary sea, at 1.5 million meters, for a full 100 days. The Tao Sovereign Third Realm body, after 100 days, was still at the Tao Sovereign Third Realm and had not reached the Tao Sovereign Fourth Realm. Body cultivation was far more difficult than Lin Moyu had imagined. After the Tao Sovereign Third Realm, although the body continued to improve, the rate of improvement slowed down significantly. As he approached the Tao Sovereign Fourth Realm, Lin Moyu felt that his body had adapted to the pressure of the deep boundary sea. Just like adapting to the thunder, his body began to get used to the pressure from the boundary sea, and the improvement speed slowed down. After 100 days, Lin Moyu continued to move deeper. This time, he went directly to a depth of 1.9 million meters in the boundary sea. Marshal Zhang told him not to go to the last 100,000 meters. In the last 100,000 meters, there were some Tao Sovereign Ninth Realm beings who were not very obedient. Lin Moyu had been to this depth before, and there was not much difference between 1.9 million meters and 2 million meters. Here, it was already the place with the greatest pressure in the boundary sea. Normally, a Tao Sovereign Fifth Realm coming here would be in danger. But Lin Moyu could be here unharmed, Although moving was somewhat difficult, it was not dangerous. The strength of his body was evident. At this depth, his body finally began to improve again. Another 100 days passed, and with the roaring of his blood and energy, his body burst into brilliant light, becoming a beacon in the dark depths of the Boundary Sea. His skin vibrated at a peculiar frequency, absorbing all the pressure from the Boundary Sea. In the vibration, Lin Moyu shone brightly, dazzlingly. The roaring of his blood and energy echoed as it circulated within him. His body's strength rose to another level, reaching the Tao Sovereign Fourth Realm. This meant he could rely on his body to contend with a Tao Sovereign Fourth Realm practitioner. The leap from the Tao Sovereign Third Realm to the Fourth Realm was significant, with a vast difference in strength. A Tao Sovereign Fourth Realm could use the true body of the Great Tao, with combat power far surpassing that of the Third Realm. Lin Moyu was now in a similar situation. He could fight a Tao Sovereign Fourth Realm using the true body of the Great Tao with just his body and not be at a disadvantage.
I didn't expect that I would surpass the Undead Legion. It's quite interesting.
Lin Moyu thought. The Undead Legion had always been his forte, his strongest combat force. He never expected that now his body would surpass the Undead Legion. The Skeleton King was only at the Tao Sovereign Third Realm, but he could crush the Skeleton King with just his body. The gap was significant, understandable only at this level. As the light gradually dimmed, Lin Moyu's blood and energy also stopped roaring. All his power was restrained, and the surroundings returned to darkness. Without using a trace of his body's power, with all his blood and energy dormant, Lin Moyu stood in the Boundary Sea unharmed. In this state, Lin Moyu seemed to merge with the Boundary Sea.
The body is now completely immune to the Boundary Sea. To continue improving my body, I need to find other methods.
His body was completely immune to the Boundary Sea, and the pressure of the water could no longer harm him. Similarly, he could no longer use the Boundary Sea's water to enhance his body. Lin Moyu's eyes shifted slightly, and he transmitted to Marshal Zhang.
Marshal Zhang, can you do me a favor?
Marshal Zhang was very polite to Lin Moyu.
What do you need me to do?
Lin Moyu said,
Wrap me in your tentacles and try to crush me with the power of a Tao Sovereign Fifth Realm.
Marshal Zhang was taken aback, already guessing what Lin Moyu wanted to do.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Lin Moyu said,
Don't worry, I won't die. As you wish.
Marshal Zhang's tentacles vibrated and wrapped around Lin Moyu, then began to squeeze him. Lin Moyu's blood and energy roared again, pushing his body's strength, merging with the great Tao of strength, to resist the pressure from Marshal Zhang. He shone brightly again, radiant. His body continued to vibrate, and with the vibrations, immense power poured out. Marshal Zhang controlled his power very accurately, at the level of a Tao Sovereign Fifth Realm, no more, no less. Under the pressure of a Tao Sovereign Fifth Realm's power, wounds appeared on Lin Moyu's body. But no blood flowed from the wounds, as an invisible force locked it all in. His blood and energy roared, and facing the crushing power of a Tao Sovereign Fifth Realm, Lin Moyu gradually showed signs of strain. In the next instant, the undying golden body activated, and golden flames erupted from Lin Moyu's body. His body's defense increased sharply, firmly blocking Marshal Zhang's pressure. The wounds on his body healed instantly. Moments later, Lin Moyu's voice sounded,
Marshal Zhang, that's enough.
Marshal Zhang immediately withdrew his power and released Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu stood still, his eyes reflecting deep thought.
The improvement in body strength has also elevated the undying golden body to a higher level. If I use the undying golden body, my body's defense is actually at the Tao Sovereign Fifth Realm. Marshal Zhang's pressure can't make my body stronger because every bit of his power contains his personal will. For my body to strengthen, I need external pressure that has no master. For example, the thunder in the secret thunder treasury, although it belongs to Golden Thunder, it mobilizes the power of the great Tao, not his own power. Moreover, Golden Thunder is already dead, and the great Tao power he mobilized has long lost his personal will. It seems that I need to find similar power in the future to continue enhancing my body, but it's hard to find.
Lin Moyu sighed lightly, knowing that finding such unowned power would be difficult. Marshal Zhang was very patient and didn't disturb Lin Moyu while he pondered. When Lin Moyu finished thinking and found the root of the problem, he transmitted,
"Thank you for waiting, Marshal Zhang. I'm done here, let's go back."
Marshal Zhang nodded.
"All right, let's go back. General Flying Arrow will take you back." "Good."
Marshal Zhang protected Lin Moyu as they returned to their original location. General Flying Arrow seemed to be dozing there. When Lin Moyu returned, it woke up and took him back. Passing through the blue seaweed, they flew out of the boundary sea like a rocket. General Flying Arrow transformed into a bolt of lightning, heading back towards Yudao City. Midway, General Flying Arrow said,
"Lin Xiaoyu, your body seems much stronger than before."
Lin Moyu smiled slightly.
"Yes, thanks to the King of the Boundary Sea and Marshal Zhang, my body has improved a bit."
General Flying Arrow said,
"It's not easy for humans to cultivate their bodies, unlike us sea tribes, who naturally grow stronger without deliberate cultivation."
Lin Moyu said,
"That's the advantage of the sea tribe, but every race has its advantages. I'm just a bit more troublesome, but there's always a way. Now that the Boundary Sea is no longer useful for my body, I need to find another method."
General Flying Arrow thought for a moment.
"If you have the chance, you can check around the CI. You might find something useful."
2928, 2928. Chapter 2928. You're flying slow? I'll send a ship to pick you up. General Flying Arrow was very talkative, chatting with Lin Moyu all the way there and back. Lin Moyu found information about the CI. In the center of the 4 continents, east, south, west, and north, surrounded by the Boundary Sea, there is a CI. This CI has existed for countless years. No one knows what's inside the CI. Some have entered but quickly got lost. When they reappeared, they were often in another place. Even those at the Dao Sovereign Ninth Realm who explored it had similar results. It's said that no one can truly reach the deepest part of the CI. With Lin Moyu's current understanding of the Boundary Sea, he knew what lay at the bottom. It was a massive seal, sealing away many extraterrestrial gods and their divine pets. If the CI could really lead to the bottom, it would likely be at the seal. Not to mention, the great Dao bluegrass outside the seal isn't something an ordinary Dao Sovereign Ninth Realm can break through. Lin Moyu didn't have any extra thoughts about the CI, but he still asked,
"Is there anything in the CI?"
General Flying Arrow said,
"I don't know what's inside the CI. The Great King doesn't allow us to go there, but near the CI, there are some small vortices containing different powers. You can check them out if you have the chance. But with your current realm, crossing the Boundary Sea is a bit difficult. After reaching the Dao Sovereign Fourth Realm, it will be relatively safer."
Flying Arrow didn't know that Lin Moyu's physical body alone could withstand attacks from the Dao Sovereign Fifth Realm. If he knew, he wouldn't have said that. Lin Moyu said,
"Thank you, General Flying Arrow. If I have the chance, I'll take a look."
The two chatted all the way, and a few days later, General Flying Arrow returned Lin Moyu to Yudao City. As soon as he returned, the human emperor sent a message.
"Realm Master, Miss Lu Shui has been waiting for you."
Lin Moyu was a bit surprised.
"Waiting for me?"
The human emperor said,
"About 100 days. Did she say what it's about?"
Lin Moyu thought it wasn't Lu Shui waiting for him but the 3 ancestors. The human emperor said,
"It's probably about the last thing. The 3 ancestors sent her to wait for you. She contacts me every day, asking if you've returned."
Lin Moyu chuckled.
"No rush, let her wait. I'll go see Xia."
With a flicker, Lin Moyu used the origin spirit vein to teleport to the courtyard. Xiaoye was cultivating, with Xiaowu and Xiaowu not disturbing her. Xiaosan wasn't in the courtyard, whereabouts unknown. The 3 sensed Lin Moyu, and Xiaowu exclaimed,
"Master!"
and rushed over, clinging to Lin Moyu as usual.
"Master! Father!"
Xiaoye and Xiaowu called sweetly. Lin Moyu looked at Xiaoye.
Xiaoya, well done, you've reached the other shore realm.
Xiaoye smiled sweetly.
It's all thanks to Master's teaching.
Lin Moyu laughed and looked at Xiaowu.
Xiaowu, it seems your realm has improved a lot too.
Xiaowu said.
The tree sap father gave is very useful. Xiaowu takes a drop every day, and now the daily progress is more than 10 days before.
Lin Moyu laughed.
As long as it's effective, keep taking it.
At this moment, Xiaowu shouted.
And me, I've improved a lot too.
Lin Moyu could see that Xiaowu had indeed improved a lot. Although still at the peak Heavenly Sovereign, she was closer to the Tao Sovereign. Crossing from Heavenly Sovereign to Tao Sovereign isn't something that can be done casually. At least for now, no Heavenly Sovereign in Yudao City has truly become a Tao Sovereign. Hao Yinzun and others have used world fruits to enhance the rule world to perfection and take silver tree sap daily. Yet they remain stuck at the peak Heavenly Sovereign level. Lin Moyu estimated that even with the best conditions, it would take Hao Yinzun and others decades, even 100 years, to break through to Tao Sovereign. Unless one day they suddenly have an epiphany, they might break through directly. But such occurrences are rare. After spending half a day with Xiaoye and the others, Lin Moyu went to the city lord's mansion, telling the human emperor to notify Lu Shui. Lu Shui rushed into the city lord's mansion.
City Lord Lin, you're finally back.
Lin Moyu smiled.
What does the three ancestors want with me?
Lu Shui shook her head.
I don't know, but the three ancestors instructed me to contact him as soon as you returned.
The three ancestors' words were like an edict, and Lu Shui naturally treated it as the most important task. She would ask the human emperor every few days, but the human emperor wouldn't contact Lin Moyu for her. Although the human emperor could contact Lin Moyu through the rule world, he wouldn't disturb him for her. Lu Shui handed the formation disc given by the three ancestors to Lin Moyu and quickly retreated. Lin Moyu activated the formation disc, and the voice of the three ancestors immediately came through.
Kid, you're finally back.
From the way the three ancestors addressed him, Lin Moyu could gauge his mood. If the three ancestors were in a good mood, he'd call him Lin Xiaoyu. If not, he'd call him Lin Kid. If he called him
Kid,
it meant the three ancestors weren't in a good mood. Lin Moyu smiled.
I just got back. Why are the three ancestors in such a hurry to find me? What's the matter?
The three ancestors said.
What else could it be? It's about the last thing.
Lin Moyu asked.
Did the main ancestor figure out the issue with those Tao sovereigns?
Speaking of the Lu family's Tao sovereigns, the three ancestors snorted.
No, we can't find the root of the problem.
Lin Moyu understood.
So the problem exists, but we can't find it.
The three ancestors said.
Exactly, those Tao sovereigns have issues. How's your side of things?
Lin Moyu said.
It's done.
The three ancestors said.
Then come over to the mall.
Lin Moyu frowned.
Are you in such a hurry?
The three ancestors said.
Of course, I'm in a hurry. Forget it, you're flying slow. I'll send a ship to pick you up.
After speaking, he didn't give Lin Moyu a chance to choose and directly closed the formation. Lin Moyu walked out with the formation disc and handed it to Lu Shui, who was waiting outside.
President Lu's task is complete.
Lu Shui didn't ask what it was about, knowing she wasn't qualified to ask.
Thank you, City Lord Lin. I'll take my leave.
As she was leaving, Lu Shui suddenly said.
Oh, Elder Fengqing asked me to thank you. His formation skills have improved greatly thanks to your guidance.
Lin Moyu smiled.
That's his fortune.
After sending Lu Shui off, Lin Moyu teleported back to his house. His house was over 10,000 kilometers from Yudao City. The origin spirit vein there had mutated due to the Hell Fragment, becoming unique and closer to immortality. Lin Moyu preferred it there. The aura from the origin spirit vein made him feel comfortable. He took out the box given by the King of the Boundary Sea. Opening the box, a rich origin aura emanated from it. Inside the box were 6 neatly arranged items. One was an origin spirit vein, not yet unfolded, with an aura of the 6th level. Lin Moyu could feed the origin spirit vein to his own, enhancing its level. He could also feed it to the bone hell, enhancing the bone hell. The other 5 items included 2 world-class origin crystals, both of the 7th level. There were also 3 world gems. 2929, 2929. Chapter 2929. This world is amazing. 2 world-class origin crystals of the 7th level are invaluable. Especially for some mid-level forces, a single world-class origin crystal is equivalent to a Dao Sovereign Realm powerhouse. Unlike top-tier forces, for them, each additional Dao Sovereign Realm expert can significantly enhance their strength. Of course, many top-tier forces also use world-class origin crystals to cultivate Dao Sovereigns. However, they won't directly use world-class origin crystals to cultivate disciples into Dao Sovereigns. They will start by obtaining the origin world and let disciples participate in the Boundary Sea competition. Through the competition, they accumulate experience and personally cultivate the Boundary Sea world to the 7th level, then become Dao Sovereigns. If they fail, it doesn't matter. Top-tier forces have ways to obtain 7th level world-class origin crystals. Even if they can't get them after this experience, they can still become Dao Sovereigns through their own efforts. Lu Fengyao followed this path, and even if she failed back then, it didn't matter. She eventually became a Dao Sovereign. For Lin Moyu, the greatest use of these 2 7th level world-class origin crystals is to enhance his great world. He wants to elevate his great world to the 9th level, which the King of the Boundary Sea knows, so the items sent now are suitable for Lin Moyu.
The King of the Boundary Sea is thoughtful.
Lin Moyu suddenly thought of a question.
The King of the Boundary Sea knows I want to enhance the Boundary Sea world, so why send an origin spirit vein? Does it mean that enhancing the Boundary Sea world also requires an origin spirit vein?
Lin Moyu shared his doubts with the Human Emperor, asking him to analyze it. The Human Emperor, currently possessing vast information and having merged with the Wisdom Heart Pearl, had greatly increased power and might be able to analyze the answer. Indeed, within half an hour, the Human Emperor had found a possibility from the vast data.
According to some records, someone once tried to integrate an origin spirit vein into the Boundary Sea world. However, the records don't say whether it succeeded or failed. In history, 3 people did this, and one of them eventually became a high-level Dao Sovereign. This person came from a 4-star power, and after becoming a high-level Dao Sovereign, he tried to elevate his power to a high-level power, a 6-star power. In the end, he didn't succeed and fell in battle when competing with another 6-star power.
A high-level Dao Sovereign is a being above the Dao Sovereign 7th realm. For a 4-star power, having a high-level Dao Sovereign is a miracle. A 4-star power having a few ordinary Dao Sovereigns is already quite good. High-level Dao Sovereigns are typically only found in 6-star powers. Just like Thunder City in the southern continent, the Thunder Clan's ancestor is only at the Dao Sovereign 4th realm, but the Thunder Clan is still the same. The Thunder Clan has Thunder Mountain, a top-tier origin spirit vein, and the Heavenly Thunder Taoist overseeing it. That's why the Thunder Clan qualifies as a 6-star power within the Cold Water Holy Land. Without the Heavenly Thunder Taoist, the Thunder Clan would either bow down or be destroyed. On the Origin continent, many established 6-star powers have Dao Sovereign 7th realm experts. Falling in competition is also normal. The most important thing isn't how he fell, but how he became a high-level Dao Sovereign. According to the Human Emperor's analysis, he placed an origin spirit vein into the Boundary Sea world during the Boundary Sea competition. Then, like Lin Moyu, he merged the Boundary Sea world with his rule world. However, this is just the Human Emperor's analysis and not entirely accurate. But it's enough for Lin Moyu to understand the King of the Boundary Sea's intention.
The Great World has reached the 7th level. Integrating a 6th level origin spirit vein shouldn't be a problem.
Lin Moyu immediately decided to integrate the origin spirit vein into the Great World. He went to the world's core and handed over the origin spirit vein. This is the simplest integration method, letting the world core absorb the origin spirit vein. The world core has an instinctive world will. If it can't absorb the origin spirit vein, it naturally won't. If it can, it will arrange itself. At the moment the origin spirit vein touched the world core vibrated with a hum, and the origin spirit vein was instantly absorbed.
It works!
Lin Moyu's heart filled with joy, realizing he hadn't misunderstood the king of the boundary sea's intention. After the world core absorbed the origin spirit vein, a large amount of origin power emerged throughout the great world. Lin Moyu felt the world becoming stronger and more solid. Origin power emerged from every corner, and the rules seemed to become more complete. Previously, the great world's rules evolved through the great Tao of the origin continent, and the rules were somewhat incomplete. But now, Lin Moyu suddenly felt that the origin power seemed to be perfecting the rules. A bold idea suddenly emerged in his mind.
If I elevate the great world to the 9th level, or even beyond, and integrate enough origin spirit veins, could the great world become another origin continent? Having its own independent great Tao, complete rules, and its own power.
The more Lin Moyu thought about it, the more he felt it wasn't impossible.
If there's a chance, I must try. This world is amazing. As long as you're bold enough and strong enough, nothing is impossible.
Lin Moyu felt the changes in the great world, where origin power was rising everywhere. The 6th level origin spirit vein had fully expanded, and under the nourishment of origin power, the beings in the great world would cultivate faster. Many resources unique to the origin continent would also appear over time. Returning to his senses, he put away the box given by the human emperor. Now wasn't the time to use it. The 2 7th level world-class origin crystals, 3 world gems, plus 1 remaining world gem, were enough to elevate the great world to the 8th level, with some surplus. However, now wasn't the time. According to the plan, he would wait until he truly reached the Tao Sovereign 4th realm before elevating the great world to the 8th level. Otherwise, if the great world's level exceeded his own, it wouldn't benefit him. 2 days later, a warship flew in from afar, stopping at the formation group 10,000 miles outside Yudao City, marked with the Lu Feng Merchant Guild's insignia. Lin Moyu flew out of the formation group and boarded the warship. Without a word, the warship turned and headed towards the mall. The ship was piloted by a Tao Sovereign 7th realm expert, a member of the Lu family, who appeared somewhat aloof and remained silent throughout. He didn't speak, and Lin Moyu naturally didn't bother talking to him. Lin Moyu multitasked, continuously condensing Tao patterns regardless of what he was doing. The 36th Tao pattern, barring any surprises, would take another 100 years to fully form. By then, he would also be advancing to the Tao Sovereign 2nd realm. No one knew how many things Lin Moyu was doing simultaneously. Condensing Tao patterns, reviving the stars of the 1,000-star Great Tao, studying formations, and reviewing vast amounts of information. If anyone knew, they would surely think Lin Moyu was crazy. 2 days later, the warship arrived at the mall's entrance. Lu Lian was already waiting outside the mall, and as soon as Lin Moyu arrived, he immediately led him to a courtyard. There, Lin Moyu met 160 Tao sovereigns, 2,930. Chapter 2930. Lin Moyu's own method. 160 Tao sovereigns of the 6th realm sat cross-legged, eyes closed. They were both men and women, but all bore some resemblance, as they were all from the Lu family. Lin Moyu asked,
"What's going on with them?"
Lu Lian replied,
"They are all sealed. You can check them freely, and if you need anything, we will assist you."
Lin Moyu was taken aback.
"The 3 ancestors urgently called me over just to have me check them. If even the 3 ancestors couldn't find anything, how could I possibly find something?"
Lu Lian said nothing, but suddenly the voice of the 3 ancestors echoed in his ear.
"Stop talking nonsense and just check."
Lin Moyu asked,
"What if I can't find anything?"
The 3 ancestors said,
"If you can't find anything, it's just their bad luck. But if you do find the reason, I will reward you handsomely."
Lin Moyu chuckled.
"How handsome?"
The 3 ancestors snorted.
"You talk too much, just get on with it."
Lin Moyu asked,
"I'm just curious, why do you think I can find the reason?"
The three ancestors said 4 words.
Illusory Great Tao.
Lin Moyu immediately understood. The three ancestors didn't understand the illusory Great Tao, and having tried other methods without success, they could only rely on him, hoping that perhaps the illusory Great Tao might offer some hope. But it was mostly a last-ditch effort. Lin Moyu said,
Show me the methods you've used before.
Lu Lian had already prepared and handed a jade token to Lin Moyu. After examining it, Lin Moyu had a grasp of the situation. The three ancestors had indeed used various methods, including Xiahou Yuan's Soul Great Tao and multiple treasures, but none yielded results. Having exhausted all methods without discovery, they turned to the power of illusion. This was a point the three ancestors had overlooked, and if the power of illusion wanted to hide, it was even harder to detect. They had also tried using treasures containing the power of illusion, but to no avail. Thus, the only option left was to find someone who comprehended the illusory Great Tao. In the origin continent, Lin Moyu wasn't the only one who comprehended the illusory Great Tao, but the three ancestors didn't trust others. Originally, there was no rush, but Lu Lian discovered something. The power of the 160 Tao sovereigns was weakening. The weakening was so slow that even they hadn't noticed. If this continued, in about 2,000 years, these 160 Tao sovereigns would fall from the 6th realm to the 5th realm. Cultivators are very sensitive to their cultivation levels, and a decrease in cultivation without any awareness was strange enough to raise alarm. Moreover, Lu Lian determined that their cultivation would fall together. Yes, all 160 Tao sovereigns would collectively drop from the 6th realm to the 5th realm at the same time. This made it even stranger. After reviewing all the information, Lin Moyu's gaze grew serious. At this point, the three ancestors remained silent, and Lu Lian stood quietly by. They left the matter to Lin Moyu to handle, and unless he spoke up, they wouldn't interfere. The three ancestors knew that Lin Moyu had his own way of thinking about things, different from ordinary people. It was precisely because of this that Lin Moyu might be able to solve a mystery even the three ancestors couldn't. Lin Moyu indeed had his own considerations. He saw a crucial piece of information in the data provided by Lu Lian. The power of the 160 Tao sovereigns was completely identical, not differing by a fraction. Moreover, their power would decrease simultaneously with no sequence. This was somewhat similar to the infinite link ability of his Undead Legion. In other words, the culprit causing the power decline of the 160 Tao sovereigns was connected in some special way. After thinking it over, Lin Moyu made his first judgment. They were either a single entity or 10 groups. He didn't believe in coincidences. Every event had a root cause. Since the 160 Tao sovereigns were confirmed to have issues, the root cause could surely be found. Lin Moyu asked,
Can I enter their soul world?
Entering someone's soul world requires absolute trust or some special means. Seconds later, the three ancestors' voice sounded.
You can, Xiao Lian, activate the formation.
Lu Lian immediately activated the formation, and it began to operate, with the 160 Tao sovereigns positioned at various nodes. Lu Lian said,
The formation is activated, their soul worlds are open, and their souls are in a dormant state. You can enter their soul worlds from the formation's core.
The three ancestors' methods were indeed impressive, not only sealing these Tao sovereigns but also forcibly opening their soul worlds. Lin Moyu knew he didn't have the capability to do this. The three ancestors allowing him to enter their soul worlds was a sign of absolute trust. Lin Moyu nodded and stepped into the formation, sitting at the core. An invisible white mist emerged from his body, quickly enveloping the entire formation. The great Tao of Fortune was activated, silently covering all the Tao sovereigns. Lin Moyu used his soul to communicate with the formation and saw 160 light spots, each representing a soul world. He randomly chose one and entered it. In the soul world of a certain Tao sovereign, the soul was also in a dormant state. He approached the soul and observed it carefully. The soul appeared perfectly intact, with no signs of injury.
Intact, not a scratch.
Lin Moyu drew his first conclusion. which matched the conclusion of the three ancestors. Xiahou Yuan had used his soul great Tao to examine their souls, also finding nothing. Normally, if even Xiahou Yuan couldn't find the problem, Lin Moyu wouldn't either, as Xiahou Yuan was more specialized in soul matters. But Lin Moyu had his own method. Activating the Eye of the Undead, Lin Moyu viewed the soul in a different way. The original soul appeared as a vibrant soul flame in Lin Moyu's eyes. Using the Eye of the Undead within the soul world provided a clearer view than using it externally. This was one reason Lin Moyu wanted to enter the soul world. He believed the problem lay within the soul. By observing the soul flame's color, activity, and perfection, Lin Moyu could determine if there was an issue. The soul flame before him initially appeared perfect. Due to the soul's dormant state, the soul flame flickered slowly, allowing Lin Moyu to see more clearly. The soul flame's color was a noble gold with a hint of purple, indicating the strength of a Tao sovereign sixth realm. Lin Moyu observed the soul flame from different angles, finding no issues from any perspective. If the soul flame had no issues, it meant the soul was fine.
Could my judgment be wrong? Is the problem not with the soul but elsewhere? But that doesn't make sense. Only the soul can affect memory.
Lin Moyu trusted his judgment, 90% certain the issue was with the soul. After repeated observations, Lin Moyu suddenly noticed a small dot. 2931, 2931. Chapter 2931. Illusory Insects. Under the Eye of the Undead, the soul flame appeared like an unopened flower, which Lin Moyu peeled back layer by layer. Lin Moyu trusted his judgment. When the soul's surface showed no issues, he looked deeper into the soul. The depths of the soul are a difficult area to reach. It's not just difficult to touch. Even seeing it is challenging. Even someone as skilled in the soul great Tao as Xiahou Yuan might not be able to touch the soul's depths. Not to mention Xiahou Yuan, even the soul's owner might not be able to touch it. The soul's depths are like the inside of a person's body, where a minor, insignificant injury occurs at an unimportant spot. With no pain, no wound, and no bleeding, the person might never realize they're injured internally. Similarly, it's even harder for an outsider to detect. Lin Moyu fully activated the Eye of the Undead, looking from the soul's surface to its interior, layer by layer, missing no details. Finally, at the deepest part of the soul flame, he saw an insignificant little dot. He then used all his strength to observe this little dot. The dot enlarged in his vision, and he finally saw that the dot was a soul flame. A faint, almost non-existent soul flame. The soul flame was incredibly tiny, hiding deep within the Tao Sovereign's soul flame, almost merging with it. If Lin Moyu hadn't been meticulous, checking layer by layer, he wouldn't have discovered it. Lin Moyu looked at this soul flame. It wasn't mature, seemingly still in gestation. Incredibly tiny and vague, Lin Moyu had never seen such a small thing. He put away the Eye of the Undead and used the Eye of the Soul to look. The Eye of the Undead could only see the soul flame, not its true form. Guided by the Eye of the Undead, Lin Moyu finally saw this little thing deep in the soul. A tiny insect composed of illusory power. The insect was minuscule, less than 1/10,000th the size of a hair. So small it was hard to detect. Yet it existed, parasitizing the soul and feeding on it.
This must be it, an illusory insect. It parasitizes the Tao Sovereign's souls, continuously feeding on them, while also having a numbing ability, making the Tao Sovereigns unable to detect their presence. Crucially, these parasite-like little things must be connected to each other or controlled by another entity. This control method isn't limited by time, space, or distance.
Lin Moyu didn't immediately remove it. Without understanding the situation, it wasn't advisable to act. He turned to another Tao Sovereign's soul world to check again. After peeling back the soul flame layers, he found the same tiny insect in this soul as well. The two insects were identical, with no difference in size or strength. Through repeated checks, Lin Moyu slowly reached a conclusion.
These illusory insects must have a mother body. They are all controlled by a mother body, which is why they maintain such balance. Different times, different cultivation levels, each person entered that secret realm at different times, but the results were all the same. Even if there were differences initially, they would eventually become the same. If no one was controlling them, this wouldn't be possible. It seems that to solve this problem, I'll most likely have to visit that space.
Lin Moyu speculated that behind all these soul insects, there was a mother body. This structure was somewhat similar to the Zerg. A mother insect could control countless insects, issuing commands regardless of space. It was also somewhat similar to his undead legion. To solve this problem, he would have to visit that secret realm. Lin Moyu slowly opened his eyes, looked at Lu Lian and said calmly,
I found the reason.
Before Lu Lian could speak, the three ancestors' voice exploded in his ear.
You really found it?
Lin Moyu chuckled and asked back,
Would you prefer I didn't find it?
The three ancestors ignored Lin Moyu's words.
Quickly, tell me what it is.
Lin Moyu said,
It's probably an insect composed of illusory power, very small, only 1/10,000th the size of a hair. They are almost integrated with the soul, small enough and made of illusory power, so it's normal that you didn't find them.
The three ancestors asked,
Does everyone have one?
Lin Moyu nodded.
Everyone does, and they're all identical, so I suspect there's something controlling these insects. That's why I didn't act, because I can't remove all these insects at once. If I remove one and provoke the others, it might harm these Dao sovereigns.
Lin Moyu's reasoning was sound, and the three ancestors fell silent, not speaking. After a moment, the three ancestors' voice came again.
Come to my place.
Space twisted, giving Lin Moyu no choice, directly transporting him. In the mall, the three ancestors had the highest authority, able to do almost anything through the origin spirit vein. Lin Moyu was familiar with the space where the three ancestors resided. But this time it was different. With a wave of the three ancestors' hand, the space gained an additional layer of shackles, becoming more closed. Lin Moyu felt his connection with the Great Tao disappear. The three ancestors used their power to make this space completely independent, detached from the heavenly Tao. Of course, it wasn't truly detached, just a temporary state that couldn't last long. In this state, not even Lu Lian could know what the three ancestors said or did. Lin Moyu realized that what the three ancestors were about to say might be a significant secret that no one else should know. The three ancestors spoke in a deep voice.
Once, there was a powerful extraterrestrial god, so powerful that it could easily kill a great Tao realm being, comparable to a Tao master-level existence. To kill it, we paid a great price. It had a peculiar divine pet, which, from our perspective, was illusory. The extraterrestrial god was killed, but its divine pet wasn't. To be precise, its life or death is unknown.
Lin Moyu said softly,
As far as I know, extraterrestrial gods fear illusory power, yet they keep illusory divine pets?
The three ancestors replied,
Everything has two sides. Just because extraterrestrial gods fear illusory power doesn't mean they don't possess it.
Lin Moyu agreed with the three ancestors' words. Just because extraterrestrial gods fear illusory power doesn't mean they lack it. Illusory power is also effective against Tao sovereigns of the origin continent, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist there. Lin Moyu asked,
So, that divine pet isn't dead and is hiding in the secret realm?
2932, 2932. Chapter 2932. If you're a businessman, you can negotiate. Lin Moyu's expression was somewhat serious. Given the recovery ability of a divine pet, if it wasn't dead, it would have already recovered. Whether it's hiding in that origin secret realm or trapped there is uncertain. If it's just hiding, Lin Moyu felt that going there would be like delivering himself on a platter. But then he thought something was off. The three ancestors mentioned that the origin secret realm already had an extraterrestrial god. Unless the extraterrestrial god mentioned by the three ancestors was that divine pet. Either way, going there would be a death sentence. The three ancestors said in a low voice.
We can't be sure it's that. Illusory insects aren't exclusive to extraterrestrial gods. They could also be from the origin continent.
Lin Moyu suddenly realized something he had overlooked.
I didn't feel any aversion when I saw that insect earlier.
The three ancestors said.
That's the second point I wanted to make. It's special because it doesn't trigger the Great Tao's aversion. To be precise, the insects it splits into don't trigger aversion, but its mother body still would. So, you can't rely on that to distinguish them.
Lin Moyu said.
You're still suggesting I go, aren't you?
The three ancestors said softly.
While I hope you do, I'm not forcing you this time. It's your decision.
Lin Moyu was also contemplating this issue. If there really was an extraterrestrial god in that origin secret realm, it was indeed very tempting for him. Killing an extraterrestrial god and obtaining the Great Tao reward could save him a lot of time on his cultivation path. Lin Moyu thought for a moment.
How about this? Show me the information on that origin secret realm, and I'll decide whether to go.
The three ancestors said.
I was going to give it to you anyway. Is the place Old Black asked you to go dangerous?
Lin Moyu chuckled.
How could it not be dangerous? I was on the brink of life and death in there. For specifics, you should ask the king of the Boundary Sea. It's inconvenient for me to say.
The three ancestors nodded and didn't press further. With a wave of his hand, the space around Lin Moyu twisted, and in an instant, he was back in his original place. The 160 Tao sovereigns sat neatly, unmoving. The three ancestors' voice rang out.
Xiao Lian, give him the information on the ice and fire secret realm.
Lu Lian handed a jade token to Lin Moyu without hesitation.
All the information on the ice and fire secret realm is in here.
Lin Moyu examined the jade token's contents. The information on the secret realm was collected by the 160 Tao Sovereign 6th Realm experts, each providing their insights. There were many commonalities, but also many differing opinions. The ice and fire secret realm is composed of ice and fire forces. The sky is perennially shrouded in ice, with extremely low temperatures, often experiencing freezing rain or snow. Meanwhile, the ground is a world of fire, with lava, volcanoes, and flames covering almost all the land. Where ice and fire meet, a lot of mist forms. In this mist, the great Tao powers of ice and fire intertwine, making it difficult for Tao sovereigns to see far. Once inside, they are almost in a semi-lost state, so their observations are limited. The environment is just one peculiarity of the ice and fire secret realm. Another is its time limit. Once inside, everyone can only stay for 100 days before being transported out, and they can't enter again. This is why the three ancestors sent 160 Tao sovereigns one after another. Otherwise, sending the same people repeatedly would have been the best choice. The three ancestors sent people into the secret realm to obtain something called the Ice and Fire Tao Stone. The three ancestors didn't say where the Ice and Fire Tao Stone came from. Lin Moyu guessed it was related to a powerful Great Tao realm expert. The entire Ice and Fire secret realm was likely related to this. Another point is that there is indeed an extraterrestrial god in the Ice and Fire secret realm, one that is sealed inside. This extraterrestrial god isn't dead, just sealed. Seeing this, Lin Moyu had a rough idea of the situation. A Great Tao realm expert and an extraterrestrial god fought, and the Great Tao realm expert used their life to form a seal, trapping the extraterrestrial god. This situation is similar to the Thunder secret realm and the previous Whale Elder. All these facts told Lin Moyu that the Great War back then was indeed brutal. Many Great Tao realm experts sacrificed their lives. There doesn't seem to be any danger in the Ice and Fire secret realm. The Tao sovereigns who entered all returned safely. It seems safe, but hidden dangers remain. Perhaps that special divine pet is hiding in the secret realm, which is what Lin Moyu fears most. After reviewing the information collected by the 160 Tao sovereigns, Lin Moyu found it not very useful. These Tao sovereigns weren't particularly skilled at exploring the secret realm, and 100 days yielded little. For Lin Moyu, the information wasn't very helpful. After pondering for a moment, Lin Moyu said,
Three ancestors, I still want to discuss something with you.
The three ancestors understood Lin Moyu's intention and transported him back to his space. Lin Moyu said,
I have a few requests. If you agree, I'll go.
The three ancestors didn't immediately agree or refuse but said,
Let's hear them.
Lin Moyu said,
First, I want to go in 100 years because my Tao patterns will be fully condensed by then. I can advance to the Tao Sovereign's second realm, giving me a better chance.
The three ancestors said,
Okay, I can wait 100 years.
The 160 Tao sovereigns won't have any issues within 1,000 years, so 100 years won't make much difference.
My second request is for a Tao Sovereign Ninth Realm corpse. It doesn't matter what race.
The three ancestors' voice became noticeably lower.
Do you know how valuable a Tao Sovereign Ninth Realm corpse is?
Lin Moyu said,
I don't know, but I believe it's not more valuable than the ice and fire Tao stone.
The three ancestors repeatedly sent people to the secret realm for the ice and fire Tao stone, indicating its high value. If Lin Moyu were to say, the true name of the ice and fire Tao stone might not be what it seems. Perhaps it could be related to the fire Tao stone. A businessman like the three ancestors, even if they provided all the information, might still have some tricks up their sleeve. Having dealt with the three ancestors multiple times, Lin Moyu believed he was capable of such things. Precisely because the three ancestors is a businessman, some things can be negotiated. For a businessman, nothing is off the table. He wanted the Tao Sovereign Ninth Realm corpse as insurance. Corpse explosion hadn't been used in a long time due to a lack of good materials. A Tao Sovereign Ninth Realm corpse would be a powerful trump card. Finally, the three ancestors spoke again.
All right, I agree, but I have a request too. Please, three ancestors.
Lin Moyu knew the three ancestors would bargain, so he wasn't surprised. The three ancestors said,
If you don't gain anything inside, you must return the corpse to me.
Lin Moyu smiled.
No problem.
2933, 2933. Chapter 2933. Even the residence is not provided. An old and a young fox, bargaining. Both had their own demands, ultimately achieving a win-win situation. In the end, it was Lin Moyu exchanging the ice and fire Tao stone for a Tao Sovereign Ninth Realm corpse. The value of the ice and fire Tao stone was certainly above the corpse, but Lin Moyu couldn't ask for too much. What he really wanted was the extraterrestrial god in the Origin secret realm. The Tao Sovereign corpse was just a bonus. Lin Moyu extended a finger, proposing a third request.
My third request is that I want to ask you about something.
The three ancestors chuckled.
This is the main course, isn't it?
Lin Moyu came here not wanting Lu Lian to know, wanting to talk privately, so there must be a reason, and the reason was here. Lin Moyu smiled.
I went to the bottom of the boundary sea and saw the seal.
The three ancestors were startled.
Old Black actually took you there.
Lin Moyu nodded slightly.
I went and saw it.
The three ancestors said in a low voice.
Ask away, I'll tell you what I can, but don't expect to know what I can't say.
Lin Moyu asked,
Why can't people of the Great Tao Realm come to the Origin continent? It wasn't always like this.
The last part of the sentence was Lin Moyu's own addition. He didn't actually know how it was in the past. Perhaps even in prehistoric times, people of the Great Tao Realm couldn't come to the Origin continent. But through his analysis, he felt that in prehistoric times, people of the Great Tao Realm should have been able to come to the Origin continent, albeit with some restrictions. The three ancestors sighed, with a touch of reminiscence.
You're right. In the past, people of the Great Tao Realm could come to the Origin continent, and they could even live and cultivate here. But not anymore. That great war cost the Origin continent dearly. The curse from that time also made it extremely difficult for the Great Tao Realm to come here. If you're asking about this, that's all I can say. You'll have to think about the specifics yourself, whether right or wrong, it's up to you. If you ask further, like why Old Black and I can be here, I won't answer. I can only tell you we have our own matters to attend to.
The three ancestors' tone gradually became serious, and he wasn't joking. He was very earnest. Lin Moyu clearly understood the three ancestors' meaning. He wouldn't say more, but what he had said was enough for Lin Moyu to infer the causes and effects. His thoughts weren't wrong. The origin continent and the Great Tao realm could indeed interact in the past. When he saw the seal, he speculated that perhaps the current isolation of the Great Tao realm from the origin continent was related to the seal. The seal came from a curse, with the curse preceding the seal. The curse caused many extraterrestrial gods and divine pets to become stagnant, creating an opportunity to seal them. This grand curse was set by a powerful being at the cost of their life, and delving deeper, the root of the curse lay in the Great Tao. Such a vast curse, affecting such a wide range, must have involved the entire origin continent, not just the extraterrestrial gods. Extraterrestrial gods are beings of the Great Tao realm. Thus, the origin continent became a place difficult for the Great Tao realm to reach. As long as the curse remained, it would be hard for people of the Great Tao realm to enter. As for why the King of the Boundary Sea and the three ancestors could enter, there must be a reason, but Lin Moyu couldn't guess what it was. This question only solved a doubt in his mind. Lin Moyu muttered to himself,
"Actually, breaking the curse isn't impossible. Maybe I can do it."
As he spoke, he watched the three ancestors' expression change. But unfortunately, there was no change, and Lin Moyu couldn't discern anything. The three ancestors said in a low voice,
"All right, any other requests?"
Lin Moyu shook his head.
"Send me back. I'll contact you when I advance to the Tao Sovereign's second realm in 100 years.
The three ancestors said,
"No need for 100 years. Here is a Tao crystal that can help you quickly condense Tao patterns, shortening the time by 1,000-fold.
100 years shortened by 1,000-fold would only take a few dozen days. The three ancestors took out a colorful crystal, only the size of a baby's fist, yet incredibly beautiful. It seemed to contain all the colors of the world, indescribable in words. But upon closer inspection, all the colors would suddenly disappear, and the crystal would become crystal clear, incredibly pure, without a trace of impurity. Lin Moyu felt the power of the Great Tao from the crystal, similar to the power during a Great Tao reward. Taking the Tao crystal from the three ancestors,
I didn't expect there to be such a good thing as a Tao crystal. Are there more? Can you sell me some?"
the three ancestors' face changed.
"Get lost, do you think this is an origin crystal? Even back then, this thing was incredibly valuable, let alone now."
Lin Moyu chuckled.
I understand.
The three ancestors waved him off.
"Hurry up and get lost, quickly condense your Tao patterns, then go to the secret realm."
The scene blurred, and Lin Moyu found himself back in the courtyard. Lu Lian's gaze carried a hint of curiosity, as if asking what he had discussed with the three ancestors. But Lu Lian wouldn't ask out loud. She said,
"The three ancestors asked me to arrange a closed cultivation chamber for you. Follow me."
All right, not even providing a residence, directly taking him to a secret chamber. Lin Moyu had no objections, holding the Tao crystal, happily heading for closed cultivation. Entering a special chamber, Lu Lian activated the formation inside. The formation also had the effect of enhancing cultivation speed, but its strength varied from person to person. For Lin Moyu, it didn't matter whether it was there or not, he had better resources. Sitting at the center of the formation, he consumed a drop of silver tree sap and then crushed the Tao crystal. The vast power of the Great Tao enveloped him, and Lin Moyu felt as if he were receiving another Great Tao reward.
What a wonderful thing!
Under the power of the Great Tao, he began condensing Tao patterns. Silver tree sap, for others, could enhance cultivation speed, alter aptitude, strengthen talent, and make one more attuned to the Great Tao with long-term use. But for Lin Moyu, it seemed to have only one effect, enhancing cultivation speed. No other effects had been discovered yet. But just enhancing cultivation speed was enough. Without the silver tree sap and repeated Great Tao rewards, Lin Moyu's Tao pattern condensation wouldn't be so fast. Now, with the silver tree sap's boost, The Tao patterns condensed at an astonishing speed. The Tao crystal's effect wasn't as intense as the Great Tao reward, but it lasted longer. The Tao patterns gradually took shape, continuously perfecting and becoming more complete. Originally estimated to take 100 years, with the Tao crystal's thousandfold boost, it only took 36 days. Lin Moyu calculated very accurately. 36 days later, just as the power of the Great Tao was about to be exhausted, the 36th Tao pattern successfully condensed. Lin Moyu could now advance to the Tao Sovereign Second Realm at any time, beginning a new round of Tao pattern condensation. However, he didn't immediately advance, instead feeling the resonance brought by the Tao patterns. It was a resonance of the Great Tao, a wonderful feeling that allowed the soul to transcend. 36 Tao patterns spread like stars, arranged in a peculiar pattern throughout the soul. Lin Moyu felt that the Tao patterns weren't randomly distributed, but had some significance, though he didn't understand it yet.
Time to start merging spells.
With a thought, the Tao patterns began merging with the spells. 2934, 2934. Chapter 2934. A deeper level of spell balance. Currently, there are 12 unassigned Tao patterns. Lin Moyu had already planned how to allocate these 12 Tao patterns. Although 12 Tao patterns seem like a lot, they are not very useful when it comes to practical application. Lin Moyu is a pragmatist, and since he is going to the unknown ice and fire secret realm, he naturally needs to consider the situation there first. Having already requested a Tao Sovereign Ninth Realm corpse from the three ancestors, with the materials in hand, he naturally needs to enhance the corpse explosion spell to achieve the best effect. With a thought, 4 of the 12 Tao patterns flew towards corpse explosion. Either do nothing or do it big. For Tao patterns are enough to elevate the corpse explosion spell by 1 or 2 levels. From the Tao Sovereign First Realm to the Ninth Realm is a significant leap, a long journey. Lin Moyu knows that his spells have reached a bottleneck. In this major realm, aside from a few summoning-type spells, other spells won't undergo qualitative changes. To continue enhancing spells, he must lead with Tao patterns. The 4 Tao patterns smoothly integrated into the spell star, and the spell star shone brightly, its power rapidly increasing. Moments later, the 4 Tao patterns returned to the soul, back to their original positions. Their appearances had changed somewhat, imbued with the characteristics of the corpse explosion spell. Lin Moyu can now directly use corpse explosion through the Tao patterns, and its effect will be stronger than before. The 36 Tao patterns continuously resonate with each other. The more Tao patterns there are, the stronger the mutual amplification, and the stronger the spells that are integrated. As long as Lin Moyu continues to increase the number of Tao patterns, even without integrating more, the spells previously enhanced by Tao patterns can continue to grow stronger. Just like the 5 summoning spells, as the number of Tao patterns increases, they each become stronger, although the enhancement is not yet very apparent. Lin Moyu checked the information on the corpse explosion spell. Corpse explosion, current level. Detonate a corpse or remains to deal damage equivalent to 200% of the corpse's life force to a targeted enemy. Can attack multiple targets simultaneously. The more targets, the more the damage is diluted. Attacks ignore all obstacles and time limits. Detonation time can be controlled, with a maximum duration of 10 years. The power of corpse explosion has increased from 110% to 200%. When advancing from Heavenly Sovereign to Tao Sovereign, corpse explosion S power only increased from 100% to 110%, a mere tenth. Now, after integrating 4 Tao patterns, its power has directly increased from 110% to 200%. A Tao Sovereign Ninth Realm corpse can be used by Lin Moyu to exert power beyond the Ninth Realm. Exceeding the Ninth Realm means it can harm Great Tao Realm beings. This kind of enhancement is quite terrifying. The detonation time has also increased from 1 year to 10 years, allowing for more strategic maneuvers. Although Lin Moyu has never used this feature, it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Lin Moyu is very satisfied with the enhancement of corpse explosion. The 4 Tao patterns were worth the cost. With 8 Tao patterns remaining, Lin Moyu already had targets in mind, the 6 great Tao true bodies, 1 Tao pattern each. Through repeated Tao pattern integration, Lin Moyu discovered a pattern. The more Tao patterns integrated into a spell, the stronger the power naturally becomes. But there are also special rules. When a spell is integrated with only 1 Tao pattern, the amplification isn't significant. However, with 2 Tao patterns, the amplification becomes particularly noticeable, greatly increasing. With 3 Tao patterns, the amplification exceeds that of 2, but the increase is much smaller. When 4 Tao patterns are integrated, the amplification becomes significant again. It seems to relate to odd and even numbers. Integrating an even number of Tao patterns optimizes the effect. On a deeper level, the true relationship involves the balance of yin and yang, reality and illusion. Lin Moyu thought of the information he obtained from the God-slaying sect, which reminded him to maintain balance when integrating Tao patterns. Now, he has a deeper understanding of this balance. Everything must adhere to the balance of yin and yang, reality and illusion. This applies not only to multiple spells but also to individual spells. Therefore, the next 6 Tao patterns each have their own focus, corresponding to the 6 great Tao true bodies. Previously, each of the 6 great Tao true bodies had 1 Tao pattern integrated. Now, by integrating a second Tao pattern, he can achieve a balance of yin and yang, greatly increasing power. The 6 Tao patterns fused with the 6 great Tao true bodies, and in an instant, the soul vibrated intensely. Within the soul, the Tao patterns swapped positions. The positions of the 36 Tao patterns largely remained unchanged, but there were subtle shifts. The Tao patterns integrated into the same spell were positioned closely, forming independent clusters while maintaining normal connections with other Tao patterns. Of the 36 Tao patterns, 34 are now assigned. With 2 remaining, Lin Moyu decided not to integrate them, keeping them in reserve for flexibility. After completing the Tao pattern integration, Lin Moyu felt a stirring in his heart and muttered,
"Time to advance."
Communicating with the Great Tao, the power of the Great Tao descended, and Lin Moyu surged to a higher level. The bottleneck of the Tao Sovereign Second Realm seemed non-existent, and Lin Moyu easily stepped into the Tao Sovereign Second Realm. The Tao Sovereign Second Realm, compared to the First Realm, saw a significant increase in power. Lin Moyu could feel his power multiplying. This increase was mainly in soul power, allowing him to mobilize more of the Great Tao's power. More Great Tao power meant enhanced spell power. The difference in soul power between the Tao Sovereign First and Second Realms was more than double. The spell's foundations hadn't changed, but influenced by soul power and Great Tao power, their power doubled. For Lin Moyu, the impact on other spells wasn't significant, but the greatest impact was on summoning spells. Upon reaching the Tao Sovereign Second Realm, the skeleton generals had already reached the Tao Sovereign Third Realm. The strongest skeleton king had reached the Tao Sovereign Fourth Realm. Tao patterns can continue to be condensed. Once 18 more Tao patterns are condensed, reaching 54, he will advance to the Tao Sovereign Third Realm. Half a day later, Lin Moyu opened the secret chamber door and walked out. Lu Lian was already waiting outside and immediately asked,
"Mr. Lin, when did the 3 ancestors say you could set off?"
Lin Moyu said,
"As soon as the 3 ancestors have everything ready, I can set off at any time."
He was referring to the Tao Sovereign Ninth Realm corpse. Lu Lian understood.
"It's already prepared. In that case, how about setting off in 5 days?"
Lin Moyu was puzzled.
Weren't the 3 ancestors in a hurry? Why set it for 5 days later?
Lu Lian said,
"Even if the 3 ancestors are in a hurry, 5 days won't make a difference. We're heading to the northern continent, which is the territory of the demon race, so we need to make some preparations. In 5 days, our number 4 hurricane warship will set sail for the demon race. You can go to the northern continent with the hurricane warship. Once you reach the northern continent, someone will be there to meet you."
Lin Moyu said,
"It seems the 3 ancestors have influence in the demon race's territory as well."
Lu Lian didn't answer directly, but Lin Moyu took her silence as confirmation. 2935, 2935. Chapter 2935. Even the rule world can't accommodate it. The The Lu Feng Merchant Guild has 4 hurricane warships. The first travels between the east and south continents, carrying human passengers. The second travels between the north and east continents, carrying demon passengers. The third travels between the west and east continents, with a more diverse passenger list, including dragons, insects, the Buddhist clan, and members of the 100 Herbs Alliance. Sometimes even spirit beasts appear, as some possess intelligence akin to sentient beings. As for the 4th hurricane warship, it is even more complex. It sails between all 4 continents, carrying a mixed bag of passengers from various races. Typically, passengers change when reaching a new continent. Lin Moyu is set to board the 4th warship, which will depart from the East Continent Mall, head to the North Continent, then cross the entire continent to the west, and finally reach the South Continent before returning to the east. The 4th warship's diverse passenger list makes it relatively safe for Lin Moyu. If he were on the 2nd warship, filled with demon passengers and just himself as the lone human, it would be troublesome. With 10 days until departure, Lin Moyu chose to rest at the residence arranged by Lu Lian. He was busy condensing Tao patterns, understanding formations, cultivating the Great Tao, and reviewing information. In the Rule World, Lin Moyu's avatar contacted the human emperor.
I'm going to the North Continent. Ask Little Wu if she wants to go home.
Although Little Wu never mentioned missing home, Lin Moyu felt he should ask. If she wanted to visit home, this would be a good opportunity to take her along. The human emperor conveyed Lin Moyu's message to Little Wu. Hearing she could go home with Lin Moyu, Little Wu happily agreed. Being away for so long, how could she not miss home? And the chance to return with Lin Moyu was too good to pass up. The human emperor added,
Realm Master, the little girl also wants to go, and she's bringing Miss Xiaoya along.
Lin Moyu was amused.
Let them come along. It's been a while since I took them out.
Whether it's one sheep or a flock, taking a few more doesn't make much difference. Lin Moyu asked Lu Lian to help bring them over, of course not for free. The Lu Feng Merchant Guild can buy and sell anything, including picking people up. The cost varies greatly depending on the cultivation level of the person being picked up. With ample points, Lin Moyu chose the highest tier, and the Lu Feng Merchant Guild sent a Dao Sovereign 7th Realm expert to Yudao City to pick them up. In just 6 days, Little Wu, Xiaoye, and Xiaowu were safely brought back to the mall. 9 days later, the massive hurricane warship docked outside the mall. The ship's hull looked no different from other hurricane warships, except the number on it changed from 10 to 4. Lin Moyu boarded the warship, where someone was already waiting.
Hello, Mr. Lin. I'm Lu Wanhai, the steward of the 4th hurricane warship.
Lu Wanhai was very polite. Despite being at the Dao Sovereign 5th Realm, he kept a low profile. Lin Moyu guessed that the 3 ancestors or Lu Lian had informed him of his unusual identity. Lin Moyu smiled.
Thank you, Senior Wanhai.
Lu Wanhai quickly replied.
Mr. Lin, you're too kind. The items you requested are already in your room.
He personally led Lin Moyu to his room, room number 1, located at the bow, the best and most spacious room on the ship. Lin Moyu knew that the rooms at the front were equipped with formations. They appeared as rooms but were like small courtyards with gardens inside, very comfortable to live in. Lu Wanhai said,
Because our 4th warship is somewhat special, the passengers are quite complex. Mr. Lin, there are some things to be mindful of while on board.
As he spoke, Lu Wanhai glanced at Little Wu and the others behind Lin Moyu.
Ladies, you can stay in the room or in Mr. Lin's rule world, but try not to go out. Although our guild will do our best to ensure your safety, some things happen too suddenly for us to respond in time.
Lin Moyu understood this reasoning. If a Dao sovereign suddenly acted, even the Lu Feng Merchant Guild might not be able to intervene in time. If something happened, punishing the perpetrator afterward wouldn't help. Lin Moyu smiled.
Don't worry, Senior Wanhai, we know what to do.
Lu Wanhai explained the journey to Lin Moyu. The 4th warship was indeed complex, carrying not only humans but also demons and members of the 100 Herbs Alliance. As they passed through various cities, dragons, insects, and even the Buddhist clan might board. To cross the boundary sea, apart from the sea tribe, the Lufeng Merchant Guild's hurricane warship is the safest mode of transport. Especially for the Buddhist clan, the Boundary Sea is their forbidden zone, and they have no choice but to use the Lufeng Merchant Guild's ships. Xiaowu and the others looked around with curiosity. Last time Lin Moyu took a hurricane warship, he didn't let Xiaoye and Xiaowu out. Back then, his abilities were limited, and if anything went wrong, it would be hard to handle. But this time, the situation was different. Even if Xiaowu caused trouble, he could handle it. Lin Moyu asked,
"Will the ship sell goods this time?"
Lu Wanhai said,
"The fourth warship is different from the other three. It will sell goods, but all items are in the trading area on the third and fourth floors, with fixed prices. If Mr. Lin is interested, you can take a look."
Naturally, there was a trading area. It's the essence of the Lufeng Merchant Guild, impossible to lack. However, the fourth warship doesn't have auctions. Everything is available for direct purchase, depending on whether you can accept the price. Lin Moyu imagined that items with fixed prices wouldn't be rare, so he wasn't very interested. Ordinary items didn't appeal to him, but Xiaowu and the others could have fun and buy what they wanted. During the conversation, the group arrived at room number 1. Lu Wanhai personally handed Lin Moyu the token to open the door, allowing him to open it himself. As the door opened, a rich source of origin power greeted them. Lin Moyu once again saw the formation capable of converting various origin powers. With his current formation skills, he could discern more details than before. Lin Moyu didn't pay much attention to it and entered the room. Inside was a courtyard with ample space, but lying across it was a corpse. The corpse lay there without any embellishment. It wasn't a human corpse but a demon corpse, likely belonging to the Green Wolf lineage of the demon race. A Dao Sovereign Ninth Realm corpse, undecayed and uncorrupted, was casually placed there. Lin Moyu chuckled.
"Just left like this, not even placed nicely."
Lu Wanhai apologized.
"It's not that we didn't want to, but moving a Dao Sovereign Ninth Realm corpse isn't easy. It can't be stored in a storage ring, and even the rule world can't accommodate it."
2936, 2936. Chapter 2936. As long as the three ancestors are here, the Lufeng Merchant Guild will not fall. At the Dao Sovereign Ninth Realm, the power is immense, and even in death, it's not easy to touch. Even someone as strong as Lu Wanhai at the Dao Sovereign Fifth Realm finds it difficult to approach. This is because, after reaching the Dao Sovereign Seventh Realm, a Dao light appears around the body. This Dao light is somewhat similar to the protective divine light of extraterrestrial gods. Although invisible, it truly exists. The Dao light protects the Dao Sovereign within a certain range, and even after death, it only weakens slightly but does not disappear. Because of the presence of Dao light, except for a few special treasures, ordinary storage treasures cannot store the body. Also, because the Dao Sovereign Ninth Realm is so powerful, even in death, it continuously releases strong power, making it impossible for an ordinary Dao Sovereign's rule world to accommodate it. Listening to Lu Wanhai's explanation, Lin Moyu couldn't help but smile. The three ancestors did this on purpose, deliberately leaving it in the courtyard to annoy him.
That three ancestors really doesn't want to suffer any losses.
Lin Moyu thought to himself, and with a wave of his hand, the Dao Sovereign Ninth Realm corpse disappeared on the spot. Storage treasures may not work, but Lin Moyu's storage space does. So far, Lin Moyu hasn't found anything that his storage space can't hold. Xiaowu and the others didn't understand these things and weren't surprised by the scene. Only Lu Wanhai showed a look of shock. He remembered that it took a Dao Sovereign Seventh Realm Elder from the Lu family to carry the corpse over, and it wasn't easy. After placing it here, he couldn't do anything with the corpse. But Lin Moyu just waved his hand and took the corpse away. Lu Wanhai knew Lin Moyu's identity was unusual, someone who could speak directly with the three ancestors, but he didn't expect his methods to be so advanced. Although only at the Dao Sovereign Second Realm, Lu Wanhai felt that if they really fought, he wouldn't be Lin Moyu's match. His respect for Lin Moyu increased even more. Lu Wanhai said in a low voice,
"I'll take my leave now. If Mr. Lin needs anything, feel free to ask me."
Lin Moyu nodded.
Go ahead, I'll find you if I need anything.
After Lu Wanhai left, Lin Moyu told Xiaowu and the others,
There are many people on this ship, and it's quite mixed. If you three go out to play, don't get separated, and contact me if anything happens. Especially you, don't cause trouble and stay safe.
The last sentence was directed at Xiaowu. Xiaoya and Xiaowu were sensible, so Lin Moyu wasn't too worried. Only Xiaowu, this little guy, once excited, was hard to stop. However, Lin Moyu wasn't too worried. Xiaowu was a Dao sovereign, not without some power. Xiaoya had a protective treasure from the heavenly thunder Taoist, so even a Dao sovereign couldn't harm her. Xiaoya, being obedient, went to the tea table in the courtyard, took out the tea set, and made tea for Lin Moyu. Whenever Lin Moyu was present, this young disciple would transform into an excellent tea servant. For her, taking good care of her master was the top priority, followed by cultivation. Lin Moyu drank tea, his gaze on the formation above the courtyard. This formation was identical to the one on the number 1 hurricane warship, capable of converting the great Taoists of the moon and sun into a tributeless great Tao power. At that time, he thought that if he could master such a formation, he could continuously absorb origin power from the 2 great origins of the moon and Sunday. Apart from not being able to suppress fortune, it wasn't much different from having an origin spirit vein. At that time, he had mastered this formation about 70 to 80%, but later, in actual experiments, he repeatedly hit obstacles. This formation wasn't as simple as he thought. Now seeing this formation for the second time, having advanced from heavenly sovereign to Tao sovereign, his understanding of formations far surpassed before. He could see more from the formation. The formation wasn't that simple. There were many details he hadn't understood before. He had only memorized it back then. Now realizing there were too many details he hadn't remembered clearly. Now, looking at it again, Lin Moyu realized this formation might be of a very high level, at least a 9th level formation. Among the formations Lin Moyu had seen, the one sealing the bottom of the boundary sea was second. Lin Moyu focused part of his mind on studying this formation. Multitasking had become a habit, and Lin Moyu was almost always in this state. The 4th hurricane warship stayed in the mall for a day before slowly setting off, following the predetermined route. By now, there were many people on the ship from various races. Xiaowu and the others couldn't sit still and went to explore the ship. The ship was large enough for the 3 of them to play for days. On his second time on the hurricane warship, Lin Moyu felt differently, more deeply appreciating its power. Although the Lufeng Merchant Guild used it to make money, its power was undeniable. In Lin Moyu's perception, the hurricane warship was not weaker than any top Dao sovereign of the 9th realm. It was because of the hurricane warship's power that Lin Moyu once thought the Lufeng Merchant Guild rose to prominence with it. Now he finally understood that wasn't the case. The true core of the Lufeng Merchant Guild was the 3 ancestors. The 4 hurricane warships were likely brought by the 3 ancestors. The 3 ancestors' identity was extraordinary. As long as he was around, the Lufeng Merchant Guild's status was unshakable. The hurricane warship flew over multiple cities, stopping repeatedly until it was full of passengers. On the 15th day after Lin Moyu boarded, the hurricane warship left the East Continent, heading towards the North Continent. After entering the boundary sea, the hurricane warship accelerated, reaching the North Continent in 60 days. As for Lin Moyu's destination, even he didn't know. Once in the North Continent, someone from the Lufeng Merchant Guild would naturally come to pick him up. Lin Moyu wasn't in a hurry, spending his days studying formations and condensing Tao patterns, feeling very fulfilled. Since boarding the ship, he hadn't left his room. Xiaowu and the others had explored the ship inside and out, seeing all the different races. Fortunately, the Lufeng Merchant Guild had rules prohibiting fighting on the ship, so the 3 were always safe. When they returned, they would tell Lin Moyu everything they saw. The ship had people from various races, including dragons and insects. Even though the 2 races were archenemies, they restrained themselves on the Lufeng Merchant Guild's ship, not fighting even when they met. This showed the Lufeng Merchant Guild's influence, making even the most unruly races give face. The The hurricane warship's trading area opened after entering the Boundary Sea, becoming Xiaowu and the others' favorite place. They occasionally bought things to bring back, and Lin Moyu never objected, whether useful or not, as long as they liked it. Halfway through the journey, the first 50 days were uneventful. Until the 56th day, when Xiaowu and the others returned to the courtyard, catching Lin Moyu's attention. Lin Moyu noticed they all had marks placed on them. The marks were hidden, but they didn't escape Lin Moyu's perception. Lin Moyu immediately recognized them as marks belonging to the Buddhist clan.
Did you encounter anyone from the Buddhist clan?
2937 2937. Chapter 2937. Just chatting with them. The people of the Buddhist clan planted marks on Xiao Wu and the others, not knowing what they intended to do. On the hurricane warship, normally no one would make a move. Once someone does, even if successful, they would be thrown off by the Lu Feng Merchant Guild, or even directly killed. This rule is the bottom line of the Lu Feng Merchant Guild and will not be broken. Therefore, planting a mark is already the most they can do. Lin Moyu had dealings with the Buddhist clan, whether in the Great World or the Origin Continent, and the Buddhist clan left him with a very bad impression. Xiao Yu thought for a moment.
It seems I haven't seen anyone from the Buddhist clan.
Xiao Wu also shook her head.
Haven't seen them.
Xiao Wu's answer was the same as theirs. Lin Moyu thought to himself.
It seems the people of the Buddhist clan have hidden their tracks.
Lin Moyu checked the three of them, and their marks were exactly the same, indicating it was done by the same person. Xiao Yu asked,
Master, did something happen?
Lin Moyu smiled.
A malicious guy has set his eyes on you, but don't worry, the master will explain.
Xiao Yu had absolute trust in Lin Moyu, and whatever he said, she would do. Lin Moyu left the room to find Lu Wanhai. This matter required Lu Wanhai's cooperation. Lu Wanhai had received Lin Moyu's message and was waiting early. Since Lin Moyu easily collected the corpse of a Dao sovereign of the Ninth Realm, Lu Wanhai's attitude towards Lin Moyu had changed significantly, becoming extremely polite. Over time, Lu Wanhai would sometimes come over to chat and have tea with Lin Moyu. Their relationship unknowingly became familiar. Lu Wanhai in the Lu Feng Merchant Guild belonged to the middle level, not very high in status, and didn't know many things, so he didn't know Lin Moyu. If a high-level Dao sovereign of the Seventh Realm came, they might know who Lin Moyu was. Lu Wanhai had prepared tea early.
Mr. Lin, is there something you need from me?
This was the first time Lin Moyu had come to him, so Lu Wanhai knew there must be something. Lin Moyu got straight to the point.
My people have been marked.
Lu Wanhai's expression changed slightly. Marking someone could be a small or big matter. On a small scale, it was just leaving a mark, which was nothing. On a large scale, it was equivalent to declaring war, just waiting for the right opportunity to act. No wonder Lin Moyu came to him. It seemed Lin Moyu was already displeased. Lu Wanhai asked,
Do you know who did it?
Lin Moyu said,
I don't know exactly who, just that it's someone from the Buddhist clan, so I came to ask how many Buddhist people are on the ship.
There are some Buddhist people in East Continent, but not many. Those who board this warship are even fewer. Lu Wanhai thought.
There are 4 people.
Lin Moyu said,
I want to know their cultivation realms. Can you provide that information? This?
Lu Wanhai was clearly in a dilemma. Providing information about other passengers was against the rules. Of course, rules are made by people and aren't completely unbreakable. If it were someone else, Lu Wanhai would have refused outright. But now that Lin Moyu requested it, he couldn't refuse. Lin Moyu sat down and took a sip of tea.
Senior Lu, I only need 3 pieces of information: cultivation, realm, and room number.
From Lin Moyu's words, Lu Wanhai sensed something unusual and couldn't help but ask,
Mr. Lin, what do you intend to do?
Lin Moyu shook his head.
Nothing much, just to chat with them and ask why.
Lu Wanhai clearly didn't believe Lin Moyu's words. How could it be just a chat? Lu Wanhai tentatively asked,
Mr. Lin, you won't kill anyone, will you?
Lin Moyu smiled without directly answering and continued to ask,
Senior Lu, is the information I want acceptable?
This time, his tone changed slightly, no longer as polite as before. Lu Wanhai could feel that Lin Moyu was indeed a bit angry. He could refuse, but doing so would sever ties with Lin Moyu. Faintly, Lu Wanhai felt he shouldn't do that. After some thought, he finally made a decision.
All right.
He pointed, and the ship's formation activated, projecting information. The data of several Buddhist passengers appeared in the projection. Room 21, four-wheel ancient Buddha, named Sunlight Mountain Buddha. Room 28, four-wheel ancient Buddha, named Sunset Twilight Buddha. Room 89, three-wheel ancient Buddha, named Dawn Rising East Buddha. Room 121, two-wheel ancient Buddha, named East-facing Golden Sun Buddha. Seeing the information of the four ancient Buddhas, Lin Moyu felt reassured.
Thank you, Senior Lu, I owe you one.
Lu Wanhai's eyes showed a hint of determination. Since he had already given the information, he decided to go all the way. He said,
These four ancient Buddhas are actually from the same Buddhist Holy Land, called the Great Sun Holy Land.
The Great Sun Holy Land. Lin Moyu immediately recalled information about it. The Buddhist clan is located in the Western continent with many factions. Even within the Buddhist clan, like the human clan, there are many sects and holy lands. The difference is that in the Buddhist clan, the strongest is called a great sect, while the weaker ones are called holy lands. Generally, a place with a seven-wheel ancient Buddha is called a holy land. To become a great sect, there must be a nine-wheel ancient Buddha. In the Buddhist clan, there are only 3 great sects, but there are more than 10 holy lands. The Great Sun Holy Land has 2 seven-wheel ancient Buddhas, and among the many Buddhist holy lands, it is considered ordinary. Moreover, the 2 seven-wheel ancient Buddhas rarely appear, leaving matters to weaker disciples. This time, 4 ancient Buddhas from the Great Sun Holy Land came out, including 2 four-wheel ancient Buddhas, indicating something significant. Lin Moyu didn't want to speculate about their purpose and decided to ask later. Lin Moyu slowly stood up.
Thank you, Senior Lu, I will take my leave.
Lu Wanhai felt a movement in his heart. Since he had already given the information, he might as well go all the way. He said to Lin Moyu,
Mr. Lin, I have added a function to your token, allowing you to open several more room doors.
Lin Moyu understood Lu Wanhai's meaning and smiled slightly.
Thank you.
With that, he turned and left. For some reason, Lu Wanhai felt a sense of determination from Lin Moyu.
I hope my choice is right.
Lu Wanhai murmured softly, unsure if his decision was right or wrong. He had indeed violated the guild's rules, but it depended on whether anyone would investigate afterward. If no one investigated, it would be as if nothing had happened. Lin Moyu first went to room 121, where the 2-wheel ancient Buddha, east-facing Golden Sun Buddha, resided. Lin Moyu activated the formation with his token and walked in openly. A mere 2-wheel ancient Buddha didn't require much caution from him. Room 121, though not small, was just an ordinary room without a courtyard. Lin Moyu scanned the room, finding no one inside.
Not here? Well, let's prepare first.
Lin Moyu took out a jade plaque and began refining an array disc. 2938, 2938. Chapter 2938. Losing everything due to bad luck. The source crystals flew to designated positions, and runes automatically emerged. The same formation was displayed in 2 different ways. The entire process was extremely smooth, without a trace of fireworks. In less than 2 minutes, a not-so-complex formation was completed. Then, the soul fire burned fiercely, refining the formation and integrating it into a pre-prepared jade token. The jade token quickly became an array disc. This formation was a 5th-tier formation with a very simple effect: isolation. It isolated the inside from the outside, preventing anyone outside the formation from detecting what was happening inside. After achieving a fusion of device and symbol, the effect of the 5th-tier formation was comparable to a 6th-tier formation, making it difficult for even a Dao sovereign to detect without breaking the formation. Lin Moyu casually threw the array disc on the ground and activated the formation. The formation silently covered the entire room, isolating it from the outside world. At the same time, Lu Wanhai received a warning from the warship's formation. The formation on the entire warship was a single entity, and the formation Lin Moyu set up in the room triggered a warning from the warship's formation. When Lu Wanhai saw the room number, he knew it was definitely Lin Moyu's doing and decisively suppressed the alarm. At this point, he had no choice but to hope Lin Moyu wouldn't act recklessly. After all, Lin Moyu's identity was not ordinary, and even if he did commit a crime, he couldn't be killed. Lu Wanhai drank tea cup after cup, his expression slightly tense. Lin Moyu was much more relaxed than Lu Wanhai. He was also drinking tea, waiting for the east-facing Golden Sun Buddha to return. After about half an hour, the door opened, and the east-facing Golden Sun Buddha walked in. Lin Moyu couldn't help but laugh when he saw him. This east-facing Golden Sun Buddha was wearing a robe that concealed his entire aura. No wonder Xiao Wu and the others hadn't noticed him as a member of the Buddhist clan.
Who are you?
Lin Moyu chuckled and snapped his fingers, causing the Buddhist lich to appear behind him. Spell, conversion. Buddhist chants echoed, sweeping out. The east-facing Golden Sun Buddha instantly fell into a daze. Although he was also a member of the Buddhist clan, the faith of each member differed. Regardless, the east-facing Golden Sun Buddha's faith could not possibly be in the Buddhist lich. However, he couldn't resist the power of conversion, and no matter how he struggled, he couldn't move. Lin Moyu casually walked up to him and grabbed his neck. Blood roared, and the power of the great Tao surged from his palm. Crack! The east-facing Golden Sun Buddha's neck broke. The power of the great Tao then surged into his soul world, shattering his soul with a bang. Without giving him a chance to convert, Lin Moyu directly killed him. The east-facing Golden Sun Buddha, a dignified two-wheel ancient Buddha with a high status in the Great Sun Holy Land, died so easily, not even knowing why. His body fell to the ground, and Lin Moyu casually pointed out a cluster of undead flames. In the undead flames, the east-facing Golden Sun Buddha was resurrected, kneeling respectfully before Lin Moyu as a revenant. Lin Moyu removed the formation, and the entire process of killing him took less than a minute. In fact, Lin Moyu could have activated the formation when the east-facing Golden Sun Buddha entered. The reason he activated the formation early was to see Lu Wanhai's reaction. He knew very well that his formation would definitely trigger an alarm, and Lu Wanhai would definitely know. Lu Wanhai's reaction satisfied him. From recent interactions and this incident, he analyzed Lu Wanhai's character. He was the kind of person who, once he made a decision, would see it through to the end, a ruthless person. Such people could thrive anywhere. Lin Moyu noted this favor and would repay it if given the chance. Lin Moyu removed the formation, and Lu Wanhai couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Through the warship's formation, he didn't sense anything unusual. No one died. If someone had died, the warship's formation would have sensed it.
Could it be that Mr. Lin really just wanted to chat with them? Impossible. My intuition can't be wrong. Mr. Lin truly had murderous intent. Did he suddenly change his mind?
Lu Wanhai was puzzled and couldn't figure it out. Lin Moyu leisurely drank tea and said to the kneeling east-facing Golden Sun Buddha,
"Do you know about the marks planted on the 3 little girls today?"
The east-facing Golden Sun Buddha immediately replied,
"I know."
Lin Moyu asked,
"Tell me why."
As a revenant, the east-facing Golden Sun Buddha had nothing to hide and immediately answered truthfully.
Second senior brother said one of the 3 little girls is a spirit beast, and not an ordinary one.
Lin Moyu was slightly surprised.
Who is your second senior brother?
The east-facing Golden Sun Buddha immediately said,
Second senior brother is called Sunset Twilight Buddha.
Lin Moyu asked,
How did he know? What does he want to do with the marks? Tell me everything.
The east-facing Golden Sun Buddha recounted the events of the day. As members of the Buddhist clan, they usually stayed in their respective rooms and rarely went out. They would occasionally gather to discuss Buddhism and share cultivation insights. Today, the Sunset Twilight Buddha went out and returned with excitement, saying he discovered a spirit beast disguised as a human. Initially, they didn't think much of it. However, the Sunset Twilight Buddha told them that the spirit beast was not simple. He had a talent, a pupil technique that could see the true form of spirit beasts. He secretly used the pupil technique and discovered that Xiao Wu was actually a soul spirit ancestor beast. The soul spirit ancestor beast is a spirit beast that all cultivators desire. However, he didn't act on the spot, as the warship's environment didn't allow it. He left marks on Xiao Wu and the others and returned to share his discovery. They were discussing how to act. There are countless secret techniques and talents in the world, and such talents are not uncommon. Unfortunately, their luck was bad, and they happened to encounter Lin Moyu, resulting in their demise. Lin Moyu also asked where they were going, and the answer surprised him. He initially thought they were returning to the Buddhist territory in the Western continent, but they were actually heading to the Northern continent. This time, they came out to find suitable spirit beasts to capture as Buddhist beasts. They had means to convert spirit beasts. However, they didn't find suitable spirit beasts in the Eastern continent, so they had to look in the Northern continent. Originally, the Eastern continent had the most spirit beasts, but for some reason, there were suddenly fewer spirit beasts. Lin Moyu also felt that spirit beasts in the Eastern continent had decreased, especially powerful ones. He speculated it might be related to Antares, who became the king of the Eastern Spirit Empire and was plotting something. Lin Moyu whispered,
"Let's go find your third senior brother."
Third senior brother, Dawn Rising East Buddha, lived in room 89, and Lin Moyu didn't take him seriously. The moment Lin Moyu left the room, Lu Wanhai already knew. He saw in the projection that someone was following Lin Moyu, clearly the east-facing Golden Sun Buddha. Lu Wanhai was very puzzled.
Why is the east-facing Golden Sun Buddha following Mr. Lin?
2939, 2939. Chapter 2939. If you offend him, there will definitely be no good end. Under the watchful eyes of Lu Wanhai, Lin Moyu led the east-facing Golden Sun Buddha into room 89. The next second, an alarm sounded as Lin Moyu used the array disc to shield the room again. Lu Wanhai suppressed the alarm once more, thinking he would have to wait a while, but the alarm suddenly stopped. In less than 2 minutes, Lin Moyu reappeared. This time, he was followed by two people, the east-facing Golden Sun Buddha and the Dawn Rising East Buddha.
No way.
Lu Wanhai's eyes widened. He wasn't stupid, and a suspicion arose in his mind. He thought that Lin Moyu had controlled these two ancient Buddhas. If that was true, Lin Moyu was far more terrifying than imagined. The frightening part wasn't Lin Moyu's methods, but the time it took. Lin Moyu entered the room and came out in only 2 minutes. In that time, he easily controlled a 3-wheel ancient Buddha, indicating that Lin Moyu had overwhelming strength. Lin Moyu was clearly only a Tao sovereign of the second realm, yet he could easily overpower a 3-wheel ancient Buddha, showing that Lin Moyu was an incredibly formidable genius, capable of fighting beyond his realm. From Lu Wanhai's understanding of the Buddhist clan, they were very tricky, with various secret methods that were hard to guard against. But Lin Moyu could handle them so easily, indicating his terrifying strength. He watched Lin Moyu walk towards room 28, and Lu Wanhai couldn't help but feel nervous. That was a 4-wheel ancient Buddha, not on the same level as a 3-wheel ancient Buddha. A 4-wheel ancient Buddha, like a Tao sovereign, had the Great Buddha Golden Body. The Great Buddha Golden Body and the human race's Great Tao Golden Body were essentially the same thing. An ancient Buddha with a Great Buddha Golden Body was not easy to deal with.
Mr. Lin, please don't cause a big commotion, or it will be hard for me to explain.
Lu Wanhai was very nervous at this point. If things got out of hand, it would be difficult for him to explain, and the reputation of the Lu Feng Merchant Guild would be tarnished because of him. In room 28, the Sunset Twilight Buddha was chanting Buddhist scriptures, feeling uneasy as if something was about to happen. But on the Hurricane warship, he couldn't think of what could happen. No one dared to make a move on the Lu Feng Merchant Guild's Hurricane warship. The last recorded incident of someone making a move was probably 1,000 years ago, and those who did either died or were crippled. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. The knocking resonated with his heartbeat, pushing his unease to the extreme. The Sunset Twilight Buddha whispered.
Who is it?
A familiar voice sounded from outside the door.
Second senior brother, it's us.
The voices were those of the dawn-rising East Buddha and the east-facing Golden Sun Buddha. Hearing his junior brother's voices, the Sunset Twilight Buddha lowered his guard, activated the formation, and opened the door. The dawn-rising East Buddha and the east-facing Golden Sun Buddha entered one after the other, and the Sunset Twilight Buddha suddenly saw that behind them was a person, a human of the Tao Sovereign's second realm.
Who are you?
The Sunset Twilight Buddha's vigilance rose again. Lin Moyu smiled slightly and activated the array disk. In an instant, the entire room was enveloped by the formation. The Sunset Twilight Buddha's face changed drastically, and the great Buddha golden body erupted. His intuition told him there was danger, a fatal danger. At that moment, a burst of Buddhist sound entered his ears, and his consciousness stalled for just 0.1 seconds before he regained clarity. After all, he was a four-wheel ancient Buddha, and the Buddhist Lich's ability could only affect him for a moment. But that was enough. When he regained clarity, he suddenly found his neck was already being grasped by someone. In front of him, this human Tao sovereign had transformed into a giant, sneering coldly at him.
Great Tao true body.
The Sunset Twilight Buddha couldn't believe it. How could a person of the Tao Sovereign Second Realm use the Great Tao True Body? And his Great Tao True Body was incredibly powerful. Lin Moyu activated the Great Tao True Body, the true body of the five Great Taos. His body flowed with golden flames, and his physical strength and defensive power were elevated to the extreme. Lin Moyu single-handedly grasped the Sunset Twilight Buddha's neck.
You have a lot of nerve, daring to mark my people. Since that's the case, your ancient Buddha life ends here.
The Sunset Twilight Buddha struggled desperately, but found it was useless. He unleashed all his power but couldn't break free from Lin Moyu's grasp. His hands struck Lin Moyu with Buddhist seals, but Lin Moyu remained unmoved, absorbing all the attacks without a ripple. Lin Moyu's grip tightened, and the Sunset Twilight Buddha felt his world darkening. Terrifying power surged from Lin Moyu's hand into his soul, threatening both body and soul with destruction.
Friend, spare me.
He used his last bit of strength to beg Lin Moyu for mercy. Crack! The neck broke, and the dignified four-wheel ancient Buddha was strangled to death by Lin Moyu's single hand, dying in utter humiliation. Lin Moyu released a ball of flame and retracted the Great Tao True Body. The true body of the Power Tao, combined with his Tao Sovereign Fourth Realm's physical strength, was indeed useful, especially in such a confined environment, making it a lethal weapon. In the flames, the Sunset Twilight Buddha knelt respectfully before Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu clapped his hands.
Tell me about your senior brother, the Sunlight Mountain Buddha. How strong is he, and what life-saving secret techniques or treasures does he have?
Lin Moyu had asked the same question to both the dawn-rising East Buddha and the east-facing Golden Sun Buddha. From the Sunset Twilight Buddha, Lin Moyu learned about the Sunlight Mountain Buddha's related information and began planning how to kill him. The Sunlight Mountain Buddha's strength was far superior to the three of them. It seemed that killing him without any commotion wouldn't be easy. The key was that the Sunlight Mountain Buddha had a treasure connected to another treasure held by a six-wheel ancient Buddha. This ancient Buddha was currently in the northern continent, and they were going there to meet him. If the Sunlight Mountain Buddha died, the other party would know. Strong and with treasures, it sounded tricky. If he let him go because of this, that was clearly not an option. The matter had reached this point, and letting him go was impossible. Lin Moyu never considered that. He was just thinking about how to kill him. After some thought, Lin Moyu had an idea. He had two ways to kill him silently, and since he was the last one, leaving a corpse didn't matter. The Bone Hell or the Giant Sword Tao Sovereign and Zhao Dongsheng could both be chosen. After making up his mind, Lin Moyu headed towards room 21. Although Lu Wanhai didn't know how Lin Moyu managed to control the three, when Lin Moyu came out of room 28, Lu Wanhai's heart skipped a beat for 2 seconds. A chill ran down his spine as he deeply felt Lin Moyu's terrifying nature. The alarm from the formation had also lasted only 2 minutes, meaning Lin Moyu ended the fight and controlled the Sunset Twilight Buddha in that time. He didn't know how Lin Moyu did it, and the more he didn't know, the more terrifying Lin Moyu seemed. Lu Wanhai murmured to himself,
No wonder the three ancestors took notice of him. This Mr. Lin is powerful and decisive. Anyone who provokes him will have no good end. It seems my previous decision was correct.
In his mind, Lin Moyu was already marked as someone not to be provoked. 2940. Chapter 2940. Touch my people and you must bear the consequences. Inside room 21, the four-wheel ancient Buddha, Sunlight Mountain Buddha, was surrounded by a bone hell. Outside the bone hell, there was also a formation set up by Lin Moyu to ensure that no aura would leak outside the room. Although he knew from previous encounters that Lu Wanhai would not intervene and might even help him, Lin Moyu still wanted to give Lu Wanhai enough respect. Sunlight Mountain Buddha sat cross-legged in the bone hell, chanting Buddhist scriptures with a dignified demeanor. Behind him, for luminous halos shone brightly, like radiant suns illuminating all directions. The light was so substantial that the hellish spirits couldn't approach. However, the hellish spirits devoured everything, even light, and they continued to consume the light, gradually approaching Sunlight Mountain Buddha.
Amita Buddha!
With a Buddhist chant, the four halos behind Sunlight Mountain Buddha suddenly shattered, and a mountain slowly rose, with a blazing sun burning fiercely behind it. Lin Moyu was prepared. The eye of hell opened, and a soul shock erupted. Sunlight Mountain Buddha groaned, and the blazing sun behind the mountain twisted, nearly collapsing. But being a four-wheel ancient Buddha, he managed to withstand the soul shock. The hellish spirit still couldn't approach Sunlight Mountain Buddha, as his Buddhist powers had strong defensive capabilities. Lin Moyu knew that dragging this out was not a solution, as prolonged delays could lead to unforeseen complications. The true form of the power Great Tao erupted, and Lin Moyu joined the battle, charging into the bone hell with terrifying force, breaking through Sunlight Mountain Buddha's defenses and crashing into him. Sunlight Mountain Buddha was knocked back by Lin Moyu's immense power, but Lin Moyu was also sent flying. Sunlight Mountain Buddha's defenses were indeed formidable, much stronger than those of the Sunset Twilight Buddha, another four-wheel ancient Buddha. Lin Moyu could easily kill Sunset Twilight Buddha, but he struggled to break Sunlight Mountain Buddha's defenses. This was Sunlight Mountain Buddha's Buddhist power, known as the Immovable Mountain. However, Lin Moyu had already devised a countermeasure. Although he was repelled, Sunlight Mountain Buddha was also knocked back. Lin Moyu's true form of the power Great Tao was equally strong. Lin Moyu halted his retreat and charged again, with even greater force than before. Behind Sunlight Mountain Buddha, the mountain rose, and the sun shone brightly. He transformed into a mountain, unmoving. All the power focused on a single point exploded, and both Lin Moyu and Sunlight Mountain Buddha were sent flying again. Sunlight Mountain Buddha's defenses remained intact, showing no signs of collapse. Suddenly, a shadow loomed overhead as the massive head of the Nether Black Dragon emerged from the Nether Black Pool, opening its mouth wide to bite Sunlight Mountain Buddha. Lin Moyu's two collisions had pushed Sunlight Mountain Buddha toward the Nether Black Pool. At the last moment, the Nether Black Dragon struck, biting Sunlight Mountain Buddha. Crack! A tooth-aching sound followed by a shattering noise like glass breaking was heard. The blazing sun collapsed on the spot, and countless cracks appeared on the mountain. For the first time, Sunlight Mountain Buddha showed panic. He stopped chanting and looked at Lin Moyu.
My human friend, we are strangers. Why do you seek to kill me?
Lin Moyu smiled.
You'll know once you're dead.
The other shore flower swayed, and under the purple light, Sunlight Mountain Buddha felt powerless. His strength suddenly weakened by several levels, as if his realm had dropped. Sunlight Mountain Buddha was even more panicked. Struggling to maintain his defense, Lin Moyu said,
If not you, then who will go to hell?
Once he decided to act, it meant his killing intent was firm, and he couldn't stop. As for declaring war on the Buddhist clan, that was just Sunlight Mountain Buddha's words. He didn't have the authority to represent the entire Buddhist clan. Moreover, even if war were declared, would the human clan be afraid? Not to mention Lin Moyu himself wasn't afraid. Even if a nine-wheel ancient Buddha came, with a Tao sovereign of the ninth realm's corpse in his hands, he could blow up one if one came, and blow up two if two came. The Nether Black Dragon's power grew stronger, and Sunlight Mountain Buddha's transformed mountain finally couldn't withstand it and collapsed. Sunlight Mountain Buddha took out a demon-subduing pestle, which enlarged and propped open the Nether Black Dragon's mouth, as Sunlight Mountain Buddha attempted to escape. At this moment, the Nether Black Pool suddenly spun rapidly, releasing a suction force that pulled Sunlight Mountain Buddha back, along with the demon-subduing pestle. A scream rang out as the demon-subduing pestle was gone, and the Nether Black Dragon's mouth snapped shut, piercing Sunlight Mountain Buddha with countless sharp teeth. Sunlight Mountain Buddha wasn't dead yet. He glared angrily and chanted again.
I am the great sun, illuminating the world.
His entire body erupted in golden light, displaying the great Buddha golden body. The golden light, like swords, shattered several of the Nether Black Dragon's sharp teeth. However, the Nether Black Dragon didn't open its mouth, but bit down even harder, and the two sides began to struggle. Compared to Sunset Twilight Buddha, Sunlight Mountain Buddha was indeed much harder to kill. Lin Moyu's mind stirred, and the giant sword Tao Sovereign appeared beside him, transforming into a sharp sword and charging into the bone hell. Originally, Lin Moyu didn't want to deploy the giant sword Tao Sovereign, as the power of a Tao Sovereign of the sixth realm was too strong, and its influence too vast for his formation to conceal. But now he had no choice. Seeing the giant sword Tao Sovereign, Sunlight Mountain Buddha fell into despair, knowing he couldn't escape. His gaze turned fierce, and terrifying power erupted from within him.
He's going to self-destruct.
Lin Moyu was shocked. A four-wheel ancient Buddha's self-destruction was no joke, and even with the bone hell and his formation, it couldn't withstand such an explosion. The giant sword Tao Sovereign transformed into the true form of the great Tao, becoming a sharp sword that stabbed forward. Zhao Dongsheng appeared beside him, the true form of the great Tao transforming into a giant python. The python's body grew longer, coiling around the entire bone hell. Boom! The giant sword Tao Sovereign was still a step too slow. Sunlight Mountain Buddha, with a resolute expression, self-destructed. The terrifying power exploded, and the Nether Black Dragon, the first to bear the brunt, was instantly blown to pieces. Then the entire bone hell was torn apart. The giant sword Tao Sovereign charged into the explosion's center, its sword light shattering, extinguishing the explosive power. But this was like a drop in the ocean. The massive self-destructive force impacted Zhao Dongxing's transformed python body. The python groaned and trembled but remained unmoving, wrapping all the self-destructive power and preventing it from leaking. At this moment, a light ignored space and time, flying out from the explosion's center, circling the room before disappearing. Lin Moyu knew this was Sunlight Mountain Buddha's treasure. After Sunlight Mountain Buddha's death, this treasure would record everything around it. Meanwhile, another treasure would know who killed him. However, Lin Moyu didn't care. Touch my people and you must bear the consequences. Rather than letting you make the first move, I'd rather strike first and eliminate the danger in its cradle. 2941, 2941. Chapter 2941. Please hand over the culprit, Manager Lu. Sunlight Mountain Buddha was difficult to kill, and ultimately, he died from his own self-destruction. Zhao Dongxing's great Tao true form blocked all the self-destructive force of Sunlight Mountain Buddha, preventing any power from leaking out. However, because of this, Zhao Dongsheng was severely injured. The internal giant sword Tao Sovereign was also heavily injured. Fortunately, they were revenants, and for revenants, injuries were insignificant. As long as they weren't dead, no matter how severe the injuries, they could recover quickly. Although it was difficult to kill, it only took a little over a minute in total. Sunlight Mountain Buddha self-destructed, perished, but the fragments of flesh and blood remained, which was enough. The undying flame flew out, landing on these fragments, and they immediately began to regenerate. The previously annihilated soul also reappeared in the undying flame. The most incomprehensible aspect of the spell Revival of the Dead is its ability to regenerate souls. Lin Moyu didn't know how it worked. He didn't understand it before, and he still doesn't understand it now. For things he couldn't understand, Lin Moyu chose to temporarily set them aside and not think too much about them. Such questions are meaningless to ponder. When his realm is higher in the future, he will naturally understand. In the undying flame, the Sunlight Mountain Buddha, who died from self-destruction, reappeared and respectfully knelt before Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu asked a few questions and then turned to leave. This time, none of the 4 ancient Buddhas followed him. Lin Moyu left alone, not returning to his room, but going to Lu Wanhai again. Lin Moyu sat down unceremoniously in front of Lu Wanhai and drank the tea on the table in one gulp.
Senior, thank you for your help earlier.
Lu Wanhai immediately replied,
Mr. Lin, you're too kind.
It had only been a few hours since they last met, but seeing Lin Moyu again, Lu Wanhai felt a strange sense of change, as if facing not a Dao sovereign of the second realm, but an ancestor of the seventh realm. He didn't know what method Lin Moyu used to easily control the 4 ancient Buddhas. Lin Moyu smiled.
I'm sorry for the trouble earlier. I remember your kindness, and I will repay it in the future. This matter has been resolved and shouldn't cause any trouble.
Lu Wanhai said,
Even if there is trouble, I will handle it.
His politeness towards Lin Moyu was even greater than before. Lin Moyu asked,
Senior Lu, I need to tell you something. In a few days, someone might come looking for you, probably a 6-wheel ancient Buddha from the Buddhist clan. When the time comes, just handle it according to the rules. If there's any issue, I'll take care of it.
Lu Wanhai was stunned.
A 6-wheel ancient Buddha?
Lin Moyu nodded.
An important ancient Buddha from the great Sun Holy Land of the Buddhist clan, coming to stand up for Sunlight Mountain Buddha. It's nothing serious. I'm just giving you a heads up to be prepared.
Lu Wanhai knew there must be more to it, but Lin Moyu clearly didn't intend to explain further. A 6-wheel ancient Buddha, although not much in front of the hurricane warship, was not easy to provoke. Lu Wanhai nodded.
All right, I understand. Mr. Lin, do you know when he might appear?
Lin Moyu thought for a moment.
Most likely at the first stop when we dock in the northern continent. Understood, I'll be prepared.
After chatting with Lu Wanhai for a while, Lin Moyu left, and the whole matter seemed as if it never happened, with no one on the ship aware of it. In the following days, the 4 ancient Buddhas behaved as usual, with no abnormal actions. The number 4 hurricane warship sailed smoothly through the Boundary Sea, encountering no trouble. Over countless years, the hurricane warship had traveled back and forth many times, rarely encountering problems. The encounter with the brilliant star python when Lin Moyu traveled from the southern continent to the eastern continent was a rare event. Most of the time, there were no surprises. Finally, on the 76th day since Lin Moyu boarded the ship, the number 4 hurricane warship arrived safely in the northern continent. On the first day of entering the northern continent, the hurricane warship would dock at the southeasternmost city, Bluebird City. Bluebird City belonged to the Demon Clan, specifically the Bluebird lineage. Although not the most powerful lineage in the Demon Clan, their strength was not to be underestimated. Their presence was equivalent to a 5-star force among the human clan in the southern continent, with Dao sovereigns among them. As a coastal city in the southeasternmost part of the northern continent, Bluebird City was bustling with people, not only demons but also other races. After all, from certain perspectives, the human and demon clans hadn't truly turned against each other, unlike the dragon and insect clans, who were mortal enemies. Human merchants often bought specialties from the northern continent and brought them back to the human world for sale. Similarly, those merchants would bring human goods to the demon clan for sale. Lu Feng Merchant Guild was one of these merchants and the largest one at that. This time, the hurricane warship carried a large amount of foreign goods, ready to be sold in the Demon Clan's territory. The hurricane warship would dock outside Bluebird City for half a day, and many people would leave here.
Amita Buddha!
A Buddhist chant echoed from outside the ship, and a golden-bodied Buddha appeared in the sky. The vast sky was filled with dazzling golden light, the Buddha's appearance dignified, with eyes showing 3 parts compassion and 7 parts majesty. Looking down at the hurricane warship from above, 6 giant halos surrounded the Buddha, indicating his identity as a 6-wheel ancient Buddha. Above the 6 giant halos, several great suns shone brightly. The appearance of the 6-wheel ancient Buddha instantly attracted the attention of everyone on the hurricane warship.
A 6-wheel ancient Buddha? What is this 6-wheel ancient Buddha, who has transformed into a great Buddha golden body, here to do? Doesn't he know that the hurricane warship belongs to the Lu Feng Merchant Guild? Even as a 6-wheel ancient Buddha, he can't compare to the Lu Feng Merchant Guild. Is this guy crazy, daring to provoke the Lu Feng Merchant Guild? Does he want to reach Nirvana early? Perhaps he's not here to cause trouble. After all, as a 6-wheel ancient Buddha, equivalent to a Tao sovereign of the 6th realm, he's invincible unless a 7th realm ancestor appears.
7th realm ancestors rarely appear, and many holy land owners are Tao sovereigns of the 6th realm. Over time, there's a saying that without a 7th realm ancestor, the 6th realm is the highest power in the world. However, even so, few people on the hurricane warship were afraid. Because they were on the hurricane warship, no one could harm them. The 6-wheel ancient Buddha chanted the Buddha's name again, and the Buddha's light shone, enveloping the hurricane warship. The Buddha spoke,
I am 1000 Gold Light Buddha, and I request to speak with the manager of the hurricane warship.
Lu Wanhai appeared at the bow of the ship, also transforming into a 1,000-meter giant, looking at 1000 Gold Light Buddha.
I am Lu Wanhai, the manager of this ship. What brings the main Buddha here?
Lu Wanhai was neither humble nor arrogant, still polite. Although he was only a Tao sovereign of the 5th realm, not comparable to a 6-wheel ancient Buddha, he represented the Lu Feng Merchant Guild, so cultivation level didn't matter. 1000 Gold Light Buddha pointed lightly, and a figure appeared in the Buddha's light, precisely Lin Moyu. Lu Wanhai frowned slightly, wondering how 1000 Gold Light Buddha knew Lin Moyu's appearance. 1000 Gold Light Buddha said in a low voice,
This person on the ship killed my disciple. Please hand over the culprit, Manager Lu.
2942 2942. Chapter 2942. Is it really still alive? The 1000 Sunlight Buddha stated his reason, and everyone realized he was here to demand someone. However, most people didn't really believe what he said. Some scoffed.
Killing someone on the hurricane warship? What a joke. Does he really think the hurricane warship is that kind of place? Over the years, who would dare kill someone on the hurricane warship? Exactly, if you're going to find an excuse, at least make it a reasonable one. What kind of reason is this? Are the people from the Buddhist clan crazy? Are they using this excuse to cause trouble for the Lu Feng Merchant Guild? It's possible. The Lu Feng Merchant Guild's main power is in the Eastern Continent. Maybe the Buddhist clan wants to get involved in the Eastern Continent.
Various speculations emerged, becoming more and more outrageous. Lu Wanhai, as the manager of the hurricane warship, sneered,
This guest has an unusual and noble identity. Just listening to your one-sided story isn't convincing. Why don't you tell us who your disciple is?
The 1000 Sunlight Buddha said loudly,
My disciple is the Sunlight Mountain Buddha.
Lu Wanhai thought for a moment.
There is indeed a Sunlight Mountain Buddha. He is currently meditating in his room. I'll notify him.
Upon hearing this, the 1000 Sunlight Buddha frowned. He had clearly seen the Sunlight Mountain Buddha being killed. How could he still be meditating? But from Lu Wanhai's words, it didn't seem like a lie. Could it be that Lu Wanhai didn't know the Sunlight Mountain Buddha had been killed? Lu Wanhai began to contact someone, but he wasn't contacting the Sunlight Mountain Buddha in room 21. He was contacting Lin Moyu. He knew that the Sunlight Mountain Buddha was already under Lin Moyu's control. Through the formation, he contacted Lin Moyu, but before he could speak, Lin Moyu's voice came through.
No problem, I'll handle it.
As the voice sounded, Lin Moyu also appeared at the bow of the ship. The 1000 Sunlight Buddha saw Lin Moyu and chanted a Buddhist mantra, a surge of killing intent rising. If Lin Moyu weren't still on the Hurricane warship, he would have already made a move. At this moment, another person walked out. It was the Sunlight Mountain Buddha. The Thousand Sunlight Buddha was stunned on the spot, and the killing intent that had just risen completely dissipated. He didn't understand what was happening. The Sunlight Mountain Buddha was clearly dead. So why was he here? Could it be a fake? His eyes shone with Buddha's light, but no matter how he looked, it didn't seem fake. Could it be that the treasure had malfunctioned? The Sunlight Mountain Buddha saluted the Thousand Sunlight Buddha.
Amitabha, Sunlight Mountain greets the elder.
The Thousand Sunlight Buddha asked,
You're not dead?
This question caused laughter among the spectators on the ship.
A dignified six-wheel ancient Buddha, and he's a man. A living person is standing right here, and he asks if he's dead? That's hilarious. Are all the Buddhists such lunatics?
The laughter made the Thousand Sunlight Buddha's expression even worse. Even he began to doubt whether the treasure had malfunctioned, but it seemed impossible. As he was puzzled, Lin Moyu suddenly spoke.
Thousand Sunlight Buddha, you said I killed your disciple, the Sunlight Mountain Buddha?
The Thousand Sunlight Buddha looked at Lin Moyu. Under normal circumstances, a mere Tao sovereign of the second realm wouldn't even qualify to speak with him. But now he had no choice but to respond.
Whether you killed him, you know in your heart.
Lin Moyu chuckled.
I have no idea. Did you receive some benefit to come here specifically to kill me?
The Thousand Sunlight Buddha was confused, not understanding Lin Moyu's words. Lin Moyu continued,
I have many enemies. If you receive benefits from others to kill me, it's understandable. I can understand.
At this point, the others on the ship suddenly realized that what Lin Moyu said seemed closer to the truth.
I told you, how could a Tao sovereign of the second realm kill a four-wheel ancient Buddha? Exactly, and this four-wheel ancient Buddha is standing right here. It's obviously an excuse. It seems that, as this friend said, the Thousand Sunlight Buddha received benefits to come and kill someone, but didn't find a good excuse. The Buddhists are like this, appearing equal to all beings on the surface, but who knows how dark they are behind the scenes.
A flood of slander was poured onto the Thousand Sunlight Buddha, not only on him but on the entire Buddhist clan. At their level, reputation was very important. Originally coming with great momentum for revenge, he now became the target of ridicule, seen as a paid killer. The Thousand Sunlight Buddha felt a sense of frustration, realizing that Lin Moyu had intentionally said this to muddy the waters. But he had no way to refute it. As long as the Sunlight Mountain Buddha stood there, he had no reason. At this moment, the other three ancient Buddhas also came out. Sunset Twilight Buddha, Dawn Rising East Buddha, and East-Facing Golden Sun Buddha. They came to the Sunlight Mountain Buddha's side and saluted the Thousand Sunlight Buddha.
Greetings, Elder.
The Thousand Sunlight Buddha felt his face burning and shouted,
Come with me.
The four of them didn't hesitate and flew out of the ship to the Thousand Sunlight Buddha's side. The Thousand Sunlight Buddha seemed unwilling to give up and checked the Sunlight Mountain Buddha thoroughly, confirming he wasn't an imposter and was indeed alive. Only then did he reluctantly say,
Perhaps this is a misunderstanding. Manager Lu, I apologize to you.
Lu Wanhai snorted coldly.
You should apologize not to me but to him. He is our most distinguished guest, and you wanted to kill him.
Lin Moyu waved his hand.
Forget it, he might not know.
Lin Moyu looked at the Thousand Sunlight Buddha and said,
If you still want to kill me, think about the consequences. It's not something you or your Buddhist clan can bear.
As he spoke, Lin Moyu's aura surged, an overwhelming pressure sweeping across the sky and earth. Everyone was shocked. Although Lin Moyu was only a Tao sovereign of the second realm, in the eyes of the many passengers, this realm was only average. But Lin Moyu's aura as a superior was not something an ordinary Tao sovereign could possess. It indicated that Lin Moyu's identity was indeed extraordinary, not comparable to an ordinary Tao sovereign. This also indirectly suggested that the Thousand Sunlight Buddha might really have a reason to kill Lin Moyu. The Thousand Sunlight Buddha was also startled by Lin Moyu's aura. After regaining his senses, his expression became extremely ugly. He whispered,
"Let's go."
Golden light enveloped the ancient Buddhas, and they turned to leave. He knew that staying any longer would accomplish nothing. With the hurricane warship present, even if Lin Moyu were the culprit, as long as he didn't leave the hurricane warship, there was nothing he could do. Watching the Thousand Sunlight Buddha leave, the drama finally ended. Lin Moyu returned to his room as if nothing had happened, leisurely drinking tea, not taking the matter to heart. Soon, there was a knock on the door, and Lu Wanhai arrived. Lin Moyu knew Lu Wanhai would come and smiled.
"Senior Lu, come have some tea. Let's talk slowly."
Lu Wanhai wasn't in the mood for tea and immediately asked,
"Is the Sunlight Mountain Buddha really still alive?"
2943 2943. Chapter 2943. Lu once invited Mr. Lin. Lin Moyu looked at Lu Wanhai with a half-smile.
"Senior Lu, didn't you just see it?"
In front of everyone, it was impossible not to see that Sunlight Mountain Buddha was alive and well. However, Lu Wanhai found it hard to believe. Given Lin Moyu's character, he shouldn't have let the ancient Buddhas go so easily. Since he had a way to control them, it shouldn't have been difficult to deal with them. But now that they left, wasn't Lin Moyu's effort in vain? Lin Moyu smiled.
"Actually, none of this matters. They'll come looking for me again soon anyway."
Lu Wanhai was slightly stunned.
"What do you mean?"
Lin Moyu said,
"I found that people from the Buddhist clan like to leave marks on others. That guy left a mark on me when he left."
Lu Wanhai looked surprised. He hadn't noticed when Thousand Sunlight Buddha made his move. This also indicated that the opponent's strength was far beyond his own. Yet Lin Moyu, a Tao sovereign of the second realm, was able to detect it. Lu Wanhai said,
"Leaving a mark isn't a problem. When you reach your destination, someone from the guild will come to meet you."
He knew some inside information. When Lin Moyu arrived, someone from the Lu Feng Merchant Guild, likely a Tao sovereign of the seventh realm, would come to meet him. So Lin Moyu's safety wasn't a concern. Lin Moyu smiled.
"Whether he comes or not doesn't affect me much. If he comes, I might just have to put in a bit more effort to kill him. If he doesn't, then he's just lucky, and it's not his time to die."
Lin Moyu spoke lightly, but to Lu Wanhai, it was like a thunderclap. Lu Wanhai was shocked.
"But he's a six-wheel ancient Buddha."
Lin Moyu smiled without answering. Lu Wanhai wisely changed the subject.
"Mr. Lin, if I may ask, was it true what you said about Thousand Sunlight Buddha being paid to kill you?"
Lin Moyu laughed.
"Of course it was false. I just said it to embarrass him. Didn't you see how bad his face looked?"
Lu Wanhai had indeed noticed that Thousand Sunlight Buddha's face was extremely unpleasant. Lin Moyu's casual remark had already made countless people believe it. Once this spread, the entire Buddhist clan might not be able to explain it. After chatting for a while, Lu Wanhai left Lin Moyu's room. Back at his residence, Lu Wanhai decided to report the events to the Lu Feng Merchant Guild through the formation. He included not only the recent events but also Lin Moyu's control over the ancient Buddhas, leaving nothing out. Lu Wanhai knew that this matter couldn't be kept secret, so he might as well report it himself. According to the rules, he had violated the guild's regulations and would certainly be punished. He was prepared for that. Half a day later, he received a response from the Lu Feng Merchant Guild. To his surprise, the reply came from the headquarters in the Eastern Continent, and it was from the three ancestors. The three ancestors didn't blame him. Instead, they said he handled it well and would be rewarded upon his return. Lu Wanhai was almost overjoyed, realizing he had directly communicated with the three ancestors. At the same time, he understood that Lin Moyu was truly favored by the three ancestors. For Lin Moyu's sake, even if he made some mistakes, he could be forgiven. The three ancestors also instructed him not to interfere with Lin Moyu's matters as long as he didn't dismantle the warship. This made Lu Wanhai view Lin Moyu with newfound respect, realizing Lin Moyu's high status in the eyes of the three ancestors. His initial choice was not wrong. Lin Moyu continued his usual activities in his courtyard. Xiao Wu and the others had returned to the world of rules. Since the incident with the mark, they had lost interest in going outside. After all, the world of rules had many stars and countless fun things, much more entertaining than the warship. Lin Moyu didn't remove the mark left by Thousand Sunlight Buddha. He had already embarrassed Thousand Sunlight Buddha with his earlier nonsense. In this state, the only purpose of leaving a mark was to find an opportunity to kill him. Lin Moyu sipped his tea leisurely, saying,
"You want to kill me, but I also want to kill you."
He spoke lightly, but his killing intent was evident. After a half-day stop in Bluebird City, the Hurricane warship continued its journey. News about Thousand Sunlight Buddha had spread during this short time. Not only did the cultivators in Bluebird City know about it, but even those further away did too. The gossip level of the demon clan was no less than that of the human clan. Many people speculated about Lin Moyu's identity. Lu Wanhai had represented the Lu Feng Merchant Guild, saying Lin Moyu was the most distinguished guest, coupled with the aura Lin Moyu exuded. His identity sparked much speculation. In just a few days, various theories emerged, with the most common being that Lin Moyu was a holy son of a sacred land. Some even said Lin Moyu was the true heir of a sacred land or the illegitimate child of a top ancestor. Various theories circulated, each more convincing than the last. A few days later, the entire demon clan knew that an extraordinary Dao sovereign from the human clan had arrived. Given the relationship between the demon and human clans, many were curious about how they would deal with Lin Moyu. The Hurricane warship didn't venture deep into the demon clan's territory but stopped at various coastal cities. However, it moved farther and farther from the eastern continent. When the Hurricane warship reached its sixth stop in the northern continent, it stopped in front of a city called Songfeng City. Songfeng City was also Lin Moyu's destination. Lin Moyu left his room, and Lu Wanhai was already waiting at the bow. Seeing Lin Moyu come out, Lu Wanhai immediately approached.
"Mr. Lin, I just received a message from the elder. He will be here soon."
Lin Moyu smiled.
"Thank you, Senior Lu, for taking care of me on this journey. I've noted everything that happened before."
Lu Wanhai quickly shook his head.
"Mr. Lin, you're too kind. I was just doing what I should."
Lin Moyu didn't say much more. Some things didn't need to be said. While they spoke, many people on the bow watched them. Seeing Lu Wanhai's courteous attitude towards Lin Moyu, they were even more convinced that Lin Moyu's identity was extraordinary. Half an hour later, a stream of light approached at an astonishing speed and quickly stopped in front of the Hurricane warship. The light dispersed, revealing an exquisite flying boat. On the boat stood a man with an immortal demeanor, standing against the wind. His powerful aura naturally emanated, causing everyone's expression to change.
"A seventh realm ancestor. At least seventh realm, so strong. He seems even stronger than an ordinary seventh realm ancestor. The gap between the seventh and sixth realms is really big."
The natural pressure he emitted made everyone's breath halt. Lin Moyu saw the newcomer and couldn't help but smile. It was an old acquaintance. He was someone Lin Moyu had rescued from the Starwind secret treasury. If he remembered correctly, his name was Lu Zhang, a Dao sovereign of the seventh realm, with a similar realm to Lu Shudao but not as high in status within the Lu family. Lu Zhang scanned the area and cupped his fists towards Lin Moyu.
"Lu Zhang respectfully invites Mr. Lin."
2944 2944. Chapter 2944. Your reaction is a bit slow. Lu Zhang's invitation to Mr. Lin was not just a polite gesture. It carried genuine respect for Lin Moyu. Everyone was astonished. They didn't know who Lu Zhang was, but they knew he was a seventh realm ancestor, which was undeniable. A seventh realm ancestor showing such respect to Lin Moyu was beyond anyone's imagination. Even if Lin Moyu were an illegitimate child of an ancestor from a sacred land, he wouldn't receive such treatment. Lu Zhang's appearance shattered people's speculations about Lin Moyu once again. This event would surely stir more speculation about Lin Moyu's identity in the coming days. A beam of light shot from the flying boat, landing directly at Lin Moyu's feet. Lin Moyu smiled slightly and stepped into the light. The light carried Lin Moyu onto the flying boat, and he saluted Lu Zeng.
Senior, long time no see.
Lu Zeng laughed.
It's been years since we last met, Mr. Lin. It's an honor to see you again.
Lin Moyu replied.
Senior, you're too kind. I was just lucky.
Lu Zeng said.
Some things aren't about luck. Strength is strength.
He then turned to Lu Wanhai.
I'm taking Mr. Lin with me. Please inform the guild.
Lu Wanhai saluted Lu Zeng.
Safe travels, ancestor.
The flying boat turned into a stream of light and quickly disappeared into the distance. Lu Wanhai breathed a sigh of relief, thinking to himself,
I didn't expect a 7th realm ancestor to show such respect to Mr. Lin. It seems Mr. Lin's importance to the ancestors is more than it appears.
Lu Zeng piloted the flying boat at high speed towards their destination. Lu Zeng said softly,
The Ice and Fire secret treasury is quite far. It will take about 2 days to reach it.
Lin Moyu replied,
2 days isn't long. If I were flying, it might take dozens of days.
Lu Zeng said,
I didn't expect you to have become a Dao sovereign, and at the 2nd realm too. Your cultivation speed is truly astonishing.
Lin Moyu humbly replied,
It's just luck.
Lu Zeng said,
You're too modest, Mr. Lin. It's clearly strength, not luck. Compared to you, those so-called geniuses are nothing.
Lin Moyu joked.
If you say that, Sister Feng Yao will hit me.
Lu Zeng replied,
Feng Yao is naturally an exception. The 3 ancestors are nurturing her carefully, and she's on the same path as those geniuses.
Lin Moyu understood that Lu Fengyao would likely follow a path similar to his own. Perhaps not initially, but certainly before reaching the 4th realm of Dao Sovereign. With the 3 ancestors guiding her, Lu Fengyao wouldn't stray from the right path. The 3 ancestors had high hopes for Lu Fengyao but didn't seem to have any special plans for her father, Lu Shudao. The 3 ancestors must have their reasons for this. Lu Zeng flew at incredible speed, quickly covering millions of miles, with dense ancient forests below. Lin Moyu noticed something strange. The number of spirit beasts in the northern continent seemed low. He wondered if it had always been this way or if it was a recent change. Lin Moyu asked,
Senior, have spirit beasts always been this scarce in the northern continent?
Lu Zeng replied,
No, there used to be many spirit beasts in the northern continent. It's only in the last 100 years that their numbers have sharply declined. This issue caught the attention of the northern continent's demon clan, and they investigated but found nothing. Later, they also commissioned our guild to investigate, but we found nothing as well.
Lin Moyu instinctively thought this might be related to Antares. He didn't know what Antares was doing, but he believed there was a reason behind it. Perhaps not only in the eastern and northern continents, but the other 2 continents might also be experiencing similar situations. Lin Moyu suddenly looked far to the left, and a moment later, Lu Zeng followed his gaze. They both sensed someone approaching from a great distance, heading in their direction. Lu Zeng said,
There are people from the Buddhist clan coming.
Lin Moyu's eyes shifted.
Senior, I have a favor to ask.
Lu Zeng asked,
Do you want me to kill those guys?
Lin Moyu shook his head.
Yes, but I don't need you to do it. Please conceal your aura so they dare to come closer. Otherwise, they'll surely flee.
With a 7th realm ancestor present, even the 1,000 Sunlight Buddha wouldn't dare approach. Lu Zeng quickly concealed his aura, lowering his realm to the 4th realm of Dao Sovereign. At this level, it was neither too high nor too low, quite reasonable. As his realm decreased, so did his speed, matching that of a 4th realm Dao Sovereign. Lu Zeng said,
I'll watch from the side. If you're in danger, I'll step in.
Lin Moyu smiled.
Thank you, Senior.
Moments later, the aura of the 1,000 Sunlight Buddha became very apparent as he approached at incredible speed. Guided by the mark, he accurately located Lin Moyu. About an hour later, the 1,000 Sunlight Buddha appeared directly in front of Lin Moyu. Lu Zeng cooperated perfectly, coming to a sudden stop in mid-air. The Thousand Sunlight Buddha sat on a treasure shaped like a flaming lotus, his great Buddha golden body shining brilliantly, weaving countless golden lights into a cage that trapped Lin Moyu and Lu Zeng. Behind the Thousand Sunlight Buddha were Sunlight Mountain Buddha, Sunset Twilight Buddha, Dawn Rising East Buddha, and East-facing Golden Sun Buddha. Lin Moyu looked at the Thousand Sunlight Buddha.
Here to kill me?
The Thousand Sunlight Buddha said in a low voice.
You slandered the Buddhist clan, so I must act to subdue demons and monsters.
Before he could finish, the Thousand Sunlight Buddha's expression changed drastically. A massive force erupted beside him. The 4 ancient Buddhas who came with him suddenly attacked, targeting him instead of Lin Moyu. The attack was so sudden that the Thousand Sunlight Buddha was caught off guard and hit on the spot.
What are you doing?
The Thousand Sunlight Buddha shouted angrily, golden light bursting from him, repelling the 4. At the same time, he spat a mouthful of blood, clearly injured. Although the 4 were far less powerful than the Thousand Sunlight Buddha, their surprise attack was enough to injure him. After being repelled, the 4 quickly counterattacked, recklessly pouncing on the Thousand Sunlight Buddha and attacking fiercely. Sunlight Mountain Buddha and Sunset Twilight Buddha simultaneously used their great Buddha golden bodies, a mountain with a blazing sun pressing down on the Thousand Sunlight Buddha. Sunset Twilight Buddha's eyes glowed with golden light, and a pair of giant Buddha eyes appeared in midair, unleashing powerful soul energy. The Thousand Sunlight Buddha roared.
Are you crazy?
1,000 blazing suns rose behind him, spewing countless flames like meteors at the 4. Amidst the roaring explosions, the 4 were knocked back, each injured, but they continued their relentless assault, fighting as if their lives depended on it. The Thousand Sunlight Buddha noticed their abnormal behavior and looked sharply at Lin Moyu.
It's you did something.
Lin Moyu smiled slightly.
Your reaction is a bit slow.
The true form of the great Tao of Fortune activated with a roar, and Lin Moyu's body became ethereal and indistinct. A wisp of great Tao power silently locked onto the Thousand Sunlight Buddha. The Sword of Fortune followed, slashing out. 2945 Chapter 2945 Punished to the Avicii Hell. The pure white Sword of Fortune was not visible to everyone. The Sword of Fortune connected with 3 swords, and the Thousand Sunlight Buddha did not feel injured, but his aura suddenly dropped a level. As he operated his spells, he felt a slight delay. Although his realm hadn't changed, he felt weakened. The perception of a 6-wheel ancient Buddha was very sharp, and he immediately realized that Lin Moyu had done something.
What did you do?
The Thousand Sunlight Buddha shouted angrily at Lin Moyu, trying to rush over. But Sunlight Mountain Buddha and Sunset Twilight Buddha firmly blocked him. Lin Moyu chuckled, and 2 more swords of fortune formed. One pure white and the other pitch black. The Sword of Fortune and the Sword of Poison. The Thousand Sunlight Buddha seemed to sense something, feeling uneasy, with a chill rising from the depths of his heart, but he couldn't see anything. The fear came from the unknown, and he roared, his body shining with golden light, surrounded by 6 halos for defense. Lin Moyu shook his head gently.
It's useless.
The 2 swords simultaneously struck the Thousand Sunlight Buddha, with the Sword of Fortune still being 3 swords, greatly weakening his fortune. The Sword of Poison, like a bone-attached maggot, continued to lower his fortune. After 2 attacks, the Thousand Sunlight Buddha's fortune instantly dropped by more than half. He felt a sense of weakness, his entire body uncomfortable, with problems in the operation of his spell power everywhere. His combat power dropped significantly, and although he was a 6-wheel ancient Buddha, he could only exert the power of a 5-wheel ancient Buddha. Moreover, his power continued to decline. Facing an unknown attack, the Thousand Sunlight Buddha was horrified, not knowing what method Lin Moyu used, but understanding that it could cost him his life.
Amitabha, if I don't enter hell, who will?
With a Buddhist chant, the Thousand Sunlight Buddha's eyes showed determination. 1,000 blazing suns erupted, spinning like a storm, forming a terrifying flame storm that instantly engulfed his 4 fellow disciples. The The Thousand Sunlight Buddha knew clearly that to kill Lin Moyu, he had to first deal with his 4 fellow disciples. As long as they were present, he couldn't do anything to Lin Moyu. Moreover, they attacked as if possessed, completely disregarding their own lives, clearly under Lin Moyu's control. At this moment, he fully understood why the events on the hurricane warship happened as they did. The reason was that his 4 fellow disciples were already controlled by Lin Moyu and were no longer themselves. Since that was the case, then kill them. Like the Tao sovereigns, the power gap between each realm of the ancient Buddhas was significant. Even though the Thousand Sunlight Buddha had been weakened, he was still powerful. Under the Buddha's light, the flame storm swallowed the 4. The Thousand Sunlight Buddha continued chanting, filled with killing intent, but his words still carried the appearance of saving all beings. His tone was filled with pity.
Benefactor, the sea of suffering is boundless. Turn back to the shore, lay down the butcher's knife and become a Buddha.
Lin Moyu chuckled.
I've slaughtered countless people. If I could lay down the butcher's knife and become a Buddha, wouldn't it be unfair to those who have sought Buddha for many years?
As he spoke, Lin Moyu's killing intent surged, far more terrifying than the Thousand Sunlight Buddhas, gathering in the air 100,000 times more. In an instant, the killing intent stirred the wind and clouds, creating visions. The killing intent howled, as if countless souls were wailing and lamenting. The killing intent was so intense it had become tangible. The Thousand Sunlight Buddha's mere killing intent was nothing compared to Lin Moyu's. The Thousand Sunlight Buddha was shocked, never imagining Lin Moyu's killing intent could reach such a level. Lin Moyu was shrouded in killing intent, sneering,
Tell me, how can I become a Buddha? Which Buddha would dare accept me?
This voice struck the Thousand Sunlight Buddha's Buddha heart like a soul attack, causing it to waver, and he murmured along with Lin Moyu.
Yes, which Buddha would dare accept you?
Beside him, Lu Zeng also showed a look of shock.
Mr. Lin's killing intent is terrifying. How many beings must he have slaughtered to have such killing intent? Using killing intent to transform into evil energy, then using evil energy to influence the Buddha heart and Tao heart. Such methods are beyond ordinary imagination.
Even the Buddha heart of a 6-wheel ancient Buddha was affected, showing how heavy Lin Moyu's killing intent was. Boom! Amidst the explosion, the blazing sunstorm suddenly twisted and deformed, and the east-facing Golden Sun Buddha, with the lowest cultivation, died, killed by his fellow disciple, the Thousand Sunlight Buddha. As a revenant at the moment of death, he self-destructed. The self-destruction of a 2-wheel ancient Buddha was equally formidable, shaking the blazing sunstorm. Immediately after, another explosion occurred. The dawn-rising East Buddha, with the cultivation of a 3-wheel ancient Buddha, also died, self-destructing before death. 2 consecutive self-destructions were too much for the blazing sunstorm, causing it to deform completely, almost collapsing. At this time, the Sunset Twilight Buddha and Sunlight Mountain Buddha simultaneously rushed out of the blazing sunstorm, attacking the Thousand Sunlight Buddha. They were already severely injured, seemingly on the verge of death, yet they still recklessly attacked.
You wretches!
The Thousand Sunlight Buddha was first startled, then roared angrily, the blazing sunstorm gathering again, transforming into a giant dragon that swallowed the 2. Lin Moyu smiled at the corner of his mouth, whispering,
It's over.
Boom, boom. 2 terrifying forces swept across the land. The self-destructive power of the 4-wheel ancient Buddhas was so strong that even a 6-wheel ancient Buddha would be injured. At that time, the giant sword Tao Sovereign and Zhao Dongsheng were heavily injured in the self-destruction of the Sunlight Mountain Buddha. The Thousand Sunlight Buddha was no different. Facing 2 self-destructions, he was also severely injured. The 6 halos dimmed, and the 1,000 blazing suns lost their previous brilliance. The great Buddha golden body of the Thousand Sunlight Buddha was almost shattered, the golden light no longer dazzling. In the self-destruction, the lush ancient forest within 10,000 miles was destroyed, countless beings perished. Lin Moyu said,
The 10,000 miles of ancient forest, countless beings, all died because of you. As a Buddhist, claiming to be compassionate, yet committing such slaughter, you deserve to go to hell. Every blade of grass and tree has a spirit. Your actions are demonic. You are unworthy of being a Buddha.
Lin Moyu's voice carried a soul impact, crashing into the Thousand Sunlight Buddha's mind. At this moment, the Thousand Sunlight Buddha had not yet recovered from the explosion. Suddenly receiving a soul impact, Lin Moyu's words reverberating in his soul world, shaking his Buddha heart, causing him to spit blood, adding injury to injury. Lin Moyu took advantage of the situation, activating the explosive luck technique. At this time, the Thousand Sunlight Buddha's fortune had already dropped to an extremely low level, and at the moment the explosive luck technique activated, Lin Moyu's fortune temporarily increased several times. Boom! Another explosion occurred, this time from within the Thousand Sunlight Buddha. Amidst screams, the great Buddha golden body of the Thousand Sunlight Buddha shattered on the spot. Not only did the great Buddha golden body shatter, but 3 of his 6 halos also shattered. Facing attacks from inside and outside, his Buddha heart was lost, his realm fell, and even if he could save his life now, it would be very difficult to restore his realm. Lin Moyu, with a cold smile, his body turned gray and white. The undying great Tao true form emerged. The gray power of death, with infinite corrosiveness, fell upon the Thousand Sunlight Buddha. At the same time, Lin Moyu said again,
Turning from Buddha to demon, I sentence you to the Avicii hell, to suffer the agony of a rotting body and a corroded soul.
2946, 2946. Chapter 2946. Once I go, it will become common. The Buddha's heart collapsed, severely injured, and his realm fell. In his last moments, the Thousand Sunlight Buddha endured all the pain he deserved. In his self-doubt, he was enveloped by the power of death, his entire body decaying, as if he had truly fallen into the Avicii hell, dying in agony. Ultimately, his flesh rotted, his soul shattered, and he perished. Lu Zeng watched from the side, thinking to himself,
Mr. Lin's methods are truly terrifying. To counter-kill a 6-wheel ancient Buddha as a Tao sovereign of the 2nd realm, if Mr. Lin reaches the 7th realm in the future, I'm afraid no one but the 3 ancestors will be his match. Such a person is truly terrifying.
Lu Zeng felt that Lin Moyu would inevitably become a figure like the 3 ancestors in the future. Entering the great Tao realm would be no problem. Such a person cannot be offended. One can only try to befriend him. Suddenly, a golden light emerged from the corpse's blood. Lin Moyu's eyes narrowed slightly, and with a wave of his hand, he swept away the decayed flesh. A small, exquisite golden Buddha statue appeared in view.
What is this?
Lin Moyu looked at the golden Buddha statue, showing some confusion. He did not reach out to take it, remaining cautious. Lu Zeng landed beside Lin Moyu.
This is his golden body relic.
Lin Moyu searched his memory but found no information about the golden body relic. Lu Zeng explained,
This is a secret technique of the Buddhist clan. The golden body relic has 3 main functions. First, it's used for breakthroughs. Normally, one accumulates the golden body relic, like storing power, to assist in breakthroughs, usually from 6th wheel to 7th realm. Second, it's used for inheritance. The golden body relic contains the Buddha's heart cultivated throughout one's life and can be passed on to successors. Third, it's used for resurrection. As long as the golden body relic exists, they aren't completely dead and might return to the world one day. However, the third function is just a legend. No one has truly resurrected. The first function is the most apparent and most used.
After Lu Zeng's explanation, Lin Moyu understood the purpose of the golden body relic. With a grasp, he took the golden body relic into his hand.
So, he was close to becoming a 7-wheel ancient Buddha.
Lu Zeng nodded.
Pretty much, at least not far off.
Lin Moyu smiled.
Fortunately, I killed him early. If he had become a 7-wheel ancient Buddha, he would have been much harder to kill.
A 7-wheel ancient Buddha is akin to a Tao sovereign of the 7th realm, with significantly increased strength compared to a 6-wheel. At that point, who would kill whom would be uncertain. Of course, if Lin Moyu used his trump cards, a seven-wheel ancient Buddha would still be insignificant. Lu Zeng said,
Seven-wheel ancient Buddhas are indeed hard to kill, and even if killed, it might not be their true body.
Lin Moyu said,
Please explain, Senior.
Lu Zeng was about to speak when the golden body relic in Lin Moyu's hand suddenly emitted a brilliant light and flew out of his hand. Lu Zeng reacted quickly, pulling Lin Moyu back instantly. The golden body relic radiated 10,000 rays of light, transforming into a giant golden Buddha. The giant Buddha looked at Lin Moyu and Lu Zeng with cold, indifferent eyes. Lin Moyu felt a chill all over, a sense of danger rising from his heart. But his intuition didn't warn him, so he knew there was no real danger. This feeling was probably from being watched by a powerful entity. After a glance, the giant Buddha quickly disappeared, and the golden body relic fell to the ground, silent. Lin Moyu asked,
What just happened?
Lu Zeng, with a hint of helplessness, said,
That's what I was going to tell you. Seven-wheel ancient Buddhas rarely act personally. They create avatars to operate outside. The Buddhist clan's avatars are different from ours. Their avatars can cultivate normally, just like ordinary people. Once they reach a certain level, they can merge with the true body, pushing the true body further. The Buddhist clan has many secret techniques, and this avatar cultivation method is one of them.
Lin Moyu understood Lu Zeng's words.
Senior, are you saying the 1,000 sunlight Buddha I killed was actually an avatar of a seven-wheel ancient Buddha?
Lu Zeng shook his head.
Not necessarily. It could also be an avatar of an 8-wheel ancient Buddha. As long as the true body doesn't appear, it's hard to determine.
Lin Moyu took a deep breath.
It's like hitting the small one and the big one comes, never-ending.
Lu Zeng said,
That's how the Buddhist clan is, endless. Now our aura has been marked by that ancient Buddha, and we don't know when he might come for us. The Buddhist clan's actions are often more insidious than any other race. You must be careful.
Lin Moyu said,
It seems I'll have to visit the Buddhist clan in the future.
Lu Zeng was shocked, realizing Lin Moyu's thinking was different from ordinary people. A typical Tao sovereign, knowing they were targeted by at least a seven-wheel ancient Buddha, would be terrified and worried. But Lin Moyu didn't seem worried at all, even thinking about how to go there and fight back. Asking,
Why are you targeting me?
Lu Zeng didn't know what Lin Moyu was thinking, but he said,
If you go to the Buddhist clan, be careful. It's said there are some strange things in the Buddhist realm. I don't know exactly what they are, but perhaps the three ancestors do. You could ask them if you get the chance.
Lin Moyu smiled.
Don't worry, if I go, I'll be well prepared.
He picked up the golden body relic.
Does this thing have any other use?
Lu Zeng shook his head.
It's a treasure for the Buddhist clan, but for us, it's useless.
Lin Moyu thought for a moment.
Maybe it's not entirely useless.
With a thought, a Buddhist lich appeared beside him. Lin Moyu handed the golden body relic over.
Is this useful to you?
The Buddhist lich looked at the golden body relic, then reached out and grabbed it. The golden body relic softened, turning into liquid and flowing into the Buddhist lich, whose aura began to rise rapidly. Lin Moyu smiled.
See, it's not entirely useless.
Lu Zeng was once again shocked, feeling that in all his years of cultivation, he hadn't been as shocked as he had been in the past half hour. Lin Moyu's methods seemed increasingly mysterious and unpredictable to him. Suppressing his shock, Lu Zeng complimented.
Mr. Lin, you're amazing.
Lin Moyu asked.
Senior Lu, does the guild sell golden body relics?
Lu Zeng shook his head.
This thing has no value outside the Buddhist clan, so the guild doesn't sell it. What a pity!
Lin Moyu sighed, showing a hint of disappointment. The Buddhist lich's aura quickly rose, with another halo appearing behind it, becoming a four-wheel ancient Buddha. But this wasn't the end. The Buddhist lich's power continued to rise. Lin Moyu, feeling the increasing power of the Buddhist lich, muttered to himself,
It seems the golden body relic is a good thing. When I go to the Buddhist clan's territory, I should get more.
Lu Zheng's mouth twitched.
Golden body relics aren't common in the Buddhist clan.
Lin Moyu looked indifferent.
No problem. Once I go, they'll become common.
Lu Zhang seemed to see a vision of the Buddhist clan turning into a sea of corpses and blood. 2947, 1947. Chapter 2947. Speak more politely to Mr. Lin. The golden body relic left by the Thousand Sunlight Buddha transformed the Buddhist lich from a 3-wheel ancient Buddha into a 5-wheel ancient Buddha. Although no new spells appeared, the increase in realm significantly enhanced the Buddhist lich's combat power, especially the conversion spell, which was extremely effective for influencing and controlling opponents. After consecutively killing 5 ancient Buddhas, Lin Moyu noticed something. The clan seemed a bit poor. The dignified ancient Buddhas surprisingly had no decent treasures. After asking Lu Zhang, he learned that the Buddhist clan does have treasures, but ordinary ones are unusable for them. Their treasures emphasize a certain
Buddha nature.
Buddha nature requires a lot of time to nurture, starting from the material stage. The method is simple. Preach to the materials a process called consecration. Depending on the material's properties and level, the consecration time varies, from a few years to thousands or even tens of thousands of years. After consecration, the materials are then refined. The refining method for Buddhist treasures is also unique, using Buddha light, and the process is slow, taking thousands or tens of thousands of years. The higher the level of the treasure, the more time it requires. To refine a treasure suitable for an ancient Buddha, it takes at least 10,000 years, possibly up to 100,000. Even after refining, a treasure made at the 1-wheel ancient Buddha level would be obsolete by the time one reaches the 4-wheel level, requiring a new one. Thus, the number of Buddhist treasures is extremely limited. There are some passed down, but newly refined ones are rare. Those passed down are usually only found in top Buddhist sects, with only a few 7-wheel ancient Buddhas in the Great Holy Lands possessing them. In the information Lin Moyu purchased, there was only basic information about the Buddhist clan, lacking deeper insights. Lu Zheng's explanation enlightened Lin Moyu about the intricacies involved. The matter of the Thousand Sunlight Buddha was settled, and the ancient Buddha behind him wouldn't come for now. 7-wheel and above ancient Buddhas of the Buddhist clan rarely move personally. As for why, Lu Zhang wasn't sure, likening it to how 7th realm ancestors rarely make a move. The flying boat crossed vast lands and, after another day of travel, finally reached the destination. Upon seeing the destination, Lin Moyu was somewhat surprised. It was completely different from what he expected. The entrance to a secret treasury was exposed, floating in midair without any mystery. It seemed ready for use. However, around the entrance, houses were built in a special formation, encircling the entrance. From above, it was clear that the houses formed a formation. The materials used for the houses were also unusual, covered in complex patterns. Lin Moyu quickly determined that the formation created by these houses was of the 7th tier. This formation was similar to the one in the Starwind secret treasury. Lu Zhang explained,
The Ice and Fire secret treasury periodically releases powerful energy, affecting a large area, too strong for those below the Tao's sovereign level to resist. So, this formation was set up to contain the energy and guard the area, preventing others from approaching.
Lin Moyu said.
These houses don't look like they belong to the human clan.
Lu Zhang replied.
Most of the houses belong to the demon clan, with a few belonging to our Lu Feng merchant guild. The Ice and Fire secret treasury was first discovered by our guild, but since it's in the northern continent, it's jointly managed by our guild and the northern continent's demon clan.
Lin Moyu asked.
So, besides the 160 Tao sovereigns from the guild who have been inside, many from the demon clan have also entered?
Lu Zhang nodded.
Yes, they have also entered.
Lin Moyu continued.
How many have gone in?
Lu Zhang said.
Hard to say, but far more than us.
Lin Moyu's expression turned serious.
What's the situation with those people now?
Lu Zhang said.
It's hard to say. The demon clan's situation differs from ours. Their entrants belonged to different factions, making post-entry investigation difficult. The three ancestors have sent messages, and the demon clan has tried to find some who have entered before. Their cultivation has not progressed over the years, but it hasn't declined either.
After hearing this, Lin Moyu understood the general situation.
Let's go down first.
Their arrival had already attracted some attention. People from the demon clan emerged from a few houses, and Dao sovereigns from the human clan appeared as well. Lin Moyu saw Dao sovereigns from the demon clan, the strongest being two, both at the seventh realm like Lu Zeng. One was from the Thunder Light Purple Striped Tiger lineage, the other from the Golden Lion lineage. They were considered royalty in the demon clan, part of the superior races. The demon clan is generally divided into superior and inferior races. Superior races have better talent and bloodlines than inferior races. At the same realm, superior races have stronger combat power than inferior races. The Thunder Light Purple Striped Tiger looked at Lin Moyu.
Friend Lu, is this the person sent by the three ancestors? A little guy at the Dao Sovereign second realm. What's the use?
Lin Moyu appeared to be only at the Dao Sovereign second realm, which meant nothing in the strength-revering demon clan. The Thunder Light Purple Striped Tiger's eyes showed some disdain, clearly looking down on Lin Moyu. However, Lin Moyu didn't mind. He wouldn't argue with a brainless demon. Lu Zeng said,
Friend Lei, please speak more politely to Mr. Lin. He is a distinguished guest of the three ancestors and also my savior.
Lu Zeng was unceremonious, directly retorting. Although he still called him Friend Lei, he might act the next moment. The Thunder Light Purple Striped Tiger chuckled, saying nothing, clearly not wanting to fight Lu Zeng. However, Lin Moyu knew that the three ancestors' reputation was more concerning to him. He understood the demon clan's nature well. They preferred using fists over reasoning. If not for the three ancestors' name, he wouldn't be so agreeable. Being at the same seventh realm as Lu Zeng, the Thunder Light Purple Striped Tiger naturally wasn't afraid of him. The Dao sovereign from the Golden Lion lineage looked Lin Moyu up and down, his golden eyes seemingly seeing through him. But his gaze wasn't hostile, and Lin Moyu didn't mind, instead asking Lu Zeng,
Senior Lu, please introduce us.
Lu Zeng introduced.
This is Lei Xiaotseng from the Thunder Light Purple Striped Tiger lineage, Dao Sovereign 7th Realm. This is Jin Jutao from the Golden Lion lineage, Dao Sovereign 7th Realm.
From their names, it was clear that although they were from superior races and royalty, they weren't direct descendants. The demon clan has an unwritten rule. Direct descendants of any race have two character names. A three-character name indicates non-direct descent. Lin Moyu greeted them.
Lin Moyu of the human clan, greetings to you both.
Jin Jutao chuckled.
No need for formality. If the three ancestors value you, you must be extraordinary.
Lin Moyu replied modestly.
Senior, you're too kind. I'm just lucky.
2948, 2948. Chapter 2948. Someone might come looking for trouble. Jin Jutao's attitude was much more polite compared to Lei Xiaotsong. As he spoke, his golden hair fluttered in the wind, shining brightly with a noble aura. Lin Moyu exchanged a few pleasantries with him before Lu Zeng and Lin Moyu left together. Around the Ice and Fire Secret Treasury, there were a total of 81 houses, forming a formation based on the number 9. Of these, 18 houses belonged to the Lufeng Merchant Guild, but currently most of them were unoccupied. Including Lin Moyu and Lu Zeng, there were only 4 people present. The demon clan had 63 houses, which was normal since this was their territory. Like the Lufeng Merchant Guild, most of their houses were also empty, with only a few demons present. The other 2 Dao sovereigns from the Lufeng Merchant Guild were both at the 6th realm, named Lu Weiguang and Lu Weihui twin brothers. According to Lu Zeng, the brothers had a talent that allowed them to fight together, increasing their combat power tenfold, making them as strong as Lu Zeng. Although they didn't know Lin Moyu's identity, they were polite to him due to instructions from the 3 ancestors. After getting acquainted, Lu Zeng took Lin Moyu to inspect the Ice and Fire Secret Treasury. The treasury was still closed, with the entrance surrounded by alternating blue and red powers of ice and flame, affecting a 100-meter radius. The area experienced extreme cold and heat, leaving the surrounding land barren. Lin Moyu asked,
"Do the demons usually not come here?"
Lu Zhang replied,
"The Ice and Fire secret treasury will open in a few days, and then there will be more people. Each time it opens, there are 10 slots, 3 of which belong to the Lu Feng Merchant Guild. However, we usually don't use all of them. Sometimes, not even one person enters, and recently, we've given all 10 slots to the Demon Clan. In a few days, when the treasury is about to open, the demons will come, and someone might target you."
Lin Moyu smiled.
"Is it because I'm taking one of their slots? What's in the Ice and Fire secret treasury that makes them so eager to enter?"
The information given to Lin Moyu by the 3 ancestors didn't specify what was inside the treasury. But seeing the demon's eagerness, there must be something valuable inside. Lu Zhang explained,
"The demons want to enter for 2 reasons. First, the Ice and Fire secret treasury contains heavenly ice and earthly fire, making it a sacred place for cultivation. Unlike us, the demons have bloodline inheritances in addition to understanding the Great Tao. To awaken these bloodlines, they need special environments, making the treasury highly attractive to some demons."
Lin Moyu understood this reason, as it was known that awakening certain demon bloodlines could greatly enhance their power. Just this alone was a reason to seek the Ice and Fire secret treasury. Unfortunately, the slots were limited, and many demons wanted to enter, making the slots very precious. They even competed for the slots, with the winners gaining entry. Lu Zhang continued,
"The second reason is that the treasury contains 2 special materials, heavenly ice stone and earthly fire fruit. These are useless to us humans but can also awaken demon bloodlines. The demons who enter try to collect as much of these materials as possible, earning significant profits upon returning. Our guild's Dao sovereigns have done the same, but for the guild, it's just small money."
Lin Moyu said,
"No wonder the 3 ancestors didn't mention it in the information. It's useless to humans."
These materials, useless to humans, were of no interest to the 3 ancestors, who only wanted the Ice and Fire Dao Stone. The Ice and Fire secret treasury opens every 10 years, lasting for 100 days, and each person can only enter once in their lifetime, with a maximum realm of Dao Sovereign 7th Realm. Over the years, the Lu Feng Merchant Guild sent 166th Realm Dao Sovereigns, all of whom returned safely. The demons sent even more, and Lin Moyu believed they also faced issues, but their structure differed from the guild, making follow-up difficult. Facing the unknown, Lin Moyu wouldn't risk his future, but now knowing the cause was a type of illusory bug, he had a solution. Lin Moyu had a way to block these bugs, so he wasn't worried. With 10 days until the treasury opened, Lu Zhang arranged for Lin Moyu to stay in a small house. The house wasn't large but had a formation, serving as a node in the larger formation. When the treasury opened, the formation would protect against the power flowing from it. For 7 days, Lin Moyu stayed put, and Lu Zhang and the demons remained peaceful. On the 8th day, the quiet was broken, and the area became lively. Many demons arrived, even though the slots were limited. Many came to escort those entering, while others maintained the formation. Lin Moyu stayed inside, unconcerned with the demons' arrival. He only needed to wait for the treasury to open, enter, find the extraterrestrial god, and kill it. Killing the god was his top priority, with the Ice and Fire Dao Stone and the illusory bug secondary. However, Lin Moyu's inaction didn't mean the demons wouldn't come to him. That day, many demons arrived, breaking the silence with their noise. Lin Moyu left his house and saw Lu Zhang meditating outside. Seeing him there, Lin Moyu asked,
"Senior Lu, why are you guarding here?"
Lu Zhang replied,
"Some people might disturb your cultivation, so I'm here just in case."
Lin Moyu recalled Lu Zhang's earlier words about taking a demon's slot. Originally, the guild wasn't going to enter, giving the demons all 10 slots. With Lin Moyu's arrival, the demons lost a slot, and the one who lost it wouldn't be happy. Lin Moyu sat beside Lu Zhang.
Senior Lu, how many demons have come this time?
Lu Zeng said.
About 100.
Lin Moyu was puzzled.
Even without me, there are only 10 slots. Why so many?
Lu Zeng laughed.
Many demons with slots don't come alone. They bring teams for protection.
Lin Moyu finally understood.
Do the demons without slots kill to take them?
Lu Zeng said.
In the demon clan, that's common. The rules only apply within their own lineage. Among their own, there's no slaughter, but that only applies to their lineage.
Lin Moyu nodded, understanding that the demon clan's way was somewhat barbaric. While it might produce powerful warriors, it couldn't make the entire demon clan stronger. At that moment, 5 flames descended from the sky, transforming into 5 fiery birds that took human form and approached Lin Moyu aggressively. 2949, 2949. Chapter 2949. Come on, you can make your move anytime. Lu Zeng smiled at Lin Moyu.
Mr. Lin, trouble has come, but I can handle them for you.
Lin Moyu smiled back.
No worries, I've been itching for a fight these past few days, so I'll play with them.
Seeing Lin Moyu's mindset, Lu Zeng didn't stop him and instead said with a smile,
Then I wish you an enjoyable time.
Lin Moyu appeared to be at the Dao Sovereign Second Realm, but Lu Zeng knew how strong he really was. Just a few days ago, Lin Moyu had personally killed a dignified 6-wheel ancient Buddha. Moreover, Lu Zeng felt that this wasn't even Lin Moyu's full strength. If Lin Moyu went all out, even Lu Zeng couldn't guarantee a win. The few demon clan members in front of them, the strongest being only at the Dao Sovereign Fourth Realm, with the rest at the Third Realm, were no match for Lin Moyu. Lin Moyu stepped past Lu Zeng, taking 2 steps forward to face the newcomers. 5 demons, their bodies fiery red and covered in flames, transformed into humanoid forms, angrily approaching Lin Moyu. They looked fierce, as if ready to devour him. Lin Moyu observed them and noticed that the one leading had the cultivation of a Dao Sovereign Third Realm. Behind him was someone with a higher realm, yet seemed of lower status. The other 3 were all Dao Sovereign Third Realm, making a total of 5. Their transformation into humanoid forms wasn't complete, retaining many demon features, such as bird heads and bear bodies, with feathers not fully transformed, indicating they weren't high-ranking in the demon clan. Lin Moyu quickly deduced their identity. They were from the Flame Bird clan, a relatively strong clan within the demon race. While not as powerful as the royal clans, they weren't weak either. The Flame Bird clan members scrutinized Lin Moyu's appearance, and the Dao Sovereign Fourth Realm member whispered,
Yes, it's him.
The leader nodded.
So you're the one who took my slot?
Lin Moyu asked.
Are you the young master of the Flame Bird clan?
He snorted.
Yes, I'm Chi Lai, the young master. You're just a human at the Dao Sovereign Second Realm. What right do you have to take my slot?
Lin Moyu chuckled.
You need to understand, the 10 slots for the Ice and Fire Secret Treasury, 2 are reserved for the Lu Feng Merchant Guild. We only let you use them when we don't want to come. If we want to come, the slots are ours. You didn't think that just because we didn't come a few times, the slots are yours, did you?
Lin Moyu's voice wasn't loud, but it was firm and irrefutable. For the past few centuries, the Ice and Fire Secret Treasury had opened dozens of times, and the Lu Feng Merchant Guild hadn't sent anyone. Their slots naturally went unused, allowing the demon clan to use them. Over time, the demons came to believe the slots were theirs. This time, Lin Moyu was entrusted by the 3 ancestors to enter the treasury, so he took 1 slot, which happened to be Chi Lai's. Chi Lai was dissatisfied, but he couldn't go against the royal clan's decision. The royal clan told him to find Lin Moyu if he wanted the slot. If Lin Moyu agreed to give it up, it would still be his. They even told him Lin Moyu's appearance, location, and realm. So, he came with his clansmen to demand the slot from Lin Moyu. But after Lin Moyu's explanation, they realized the slot originally belonged to the Lu Feng Merchant Guild, not them. Despite being reprimanded by Lin Moyu and knowing he was in the wrong, Chi Lai wasn't about to give up the slot easily. He growled,
I don't care about the rules. In our demon clan, the strong are respected. You're just a Dao sovereign second realm. You have no right to take the slot.
Lin Moyu laughed and glanced back at Lu Zeng.
And you think you have the right?
Being called trash by Lin Moyu, Qi Lai's expression changed.
Who are you calling trash?
Lin Moyu laughed.
Of course, I'm calling you trash. You're not smart, but surely you can understand words, right? Kid, you're courting death. Daring to insult the young master, don't think you can act recklessly just because you're with the Lu Feng Merchant Guild. Young master, don't waste words with him. Just kill him.
The Flame Bird clan members shouted in anger, feeling insulted as their young master was insulted. Lin Moyu laughed.
You want to make a move?
As he spoke, he glanced back at Lu Zeng again, his actions seeming natural yet carrying some deeper meaning. Qi Lai's expression changed drastically, realizing that Lu Zeng was a Dao sovereign seventh realm. Fighting Lin Moyu could mean death without knowing how. Qi Lai wasn't smart, but he wasn't foolish enough to seek death. He quickly said,
This is between you and me. It has nothing to do with others. You took my slot, and according to our demon clan's rules, I challenge you to a duel. The loser gives up the slot.
Lin Moyu originally didn't want to bother with Qi Lai but decided to entertain him since he had nothing better to do. Lin Moyu said,
A duel isn't out of the question, but it's unfair to me.
Qi Lai snorted fire from his nose.
What's unfair about it?
Lin Moyu said,
The slot is originally mine. Even if I don't agree to the duel, you can't take it. So if I duel you and lose, I lose the slot. But if you lose, what do you lose to me?
Qi Lai instinctively said,
If I lose, the slot is yours.
Lin Moyu shook his head.
The slot is already mine. You can't use my possession as a wager.
Qi Lai realized the logic in Lin Moyu's words. Qi Lai asked,
Then what do you want?
Lin Moyu said,
That depends on what you have.
Qi Lai scratched his head, unsure of what he had. At this moment, Lu Zeng transmitted a message to Lin Moyu.
The ancestral land of the Flame Bird clan has a crimson flame well containing crimson flame essence. Ask for that.
Lin Moyu, playing along, said,
I want crimson flame essence.
Qi Lai's face changed drastically.
Impossible. We don't have crimson flame essence.
Lin Moyu laughed.
It's not that you don't have it, you just don't want to give it up.
Qi Lai said,
It's not that we don't want to. We really don't have any. The crimson flame well has been unstable for the past century, and we can't access the crimson flame essence. The clan's supply has long been used up.
Then Lin Moyu heard Lu Zeng's voice again and said,
In that case, if I win, let me enter your ancestral land once.
Qi Lai immediately shook his head.
No, you can't enter our ancestral land.
Lin Moyu shrugged.
Then there's nothing to discuss. If you can't provide a wager, there's no need for a duel. You can leave, and I'll pretend you never came.
Qi Lai was speechless, unsure of how to respond. At this moment, the Dao Sovereign Fourth Realm clansman beside him said,
Young master, agree to it.
Qi Lai hesitated for a moment, then gritted his teeth and said,
Fine, I agree.
Lin Moyu smiled.
Good, then let's do it. Come on, you can make your move anytime.
2,952,950.